guys, welcome. Let me see if I can change this image really quick. Alrighty, I guess we fixed it. So welcome, good afternoon, good night to some of you guys. I'm not sure what time you guys are watching the stream. However, welcome guys. I'm called, my stage name is Boricua Pati 24. You guys could call me Bori or whatever comfortable you feel. If you hear me a little bit weird today, I'm a little bit under the weather today. Hopefully we could get this we could do a pretty good stream. Hopefully I don't have to cut it short. Um from Monday to Friday, remember we talk about stocks and crypto, guys. And the type of stocks we talk about are low price, very cheap stocks. However, very risky if you don't know what you're doing, pretty much. So, uh, welcome to those that are looking at the stream for the first time. Appreciate it for you guys showing up and showing support. Um, I only ask we're watching on Rumble right. I mean, not everything is coming from Rumble first. All the live stream, but I also stream on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and hopefully I can stream on TikTok pretty soon. Um, we're already at 149 followers on Rumble, guys. Pretty excited. Our channel's been growing very fast, so hopefully we could get up there. And so also I only ask for like two likes. I don't ask for much. If you guys could show love and hit the like button, I would appreciate it as well. If anybody there out there that's doing content as well, creating content, and need some a little bit of help, hit their goals for the month, hit me up. I'll try to do as best as I can with the chat count and the hours, the viewer hours. If I have to leave my phone or something, if I have to leave my phone on to help you get some hours done to help you, I'll do my best. Or even a tab open of my computer as well. um, this weekend we did a lot of supporting other channels, guys, and so let's go ahead and jump into that really quick before we start with the stocks. um, Let me see if you guys can see it. Hopefully hopefully you guys can see it. Let me see if I can pull it up. No, it's not this one, it's the other one. Okay, hopefully you guys can see it. Okay, so let's go all the way to the top. So this weekend we helped the newest one that we helped was El Wolf PR. So anything in green, guys, we've liked their video, right? We liked their video. We watch at least an hour or 2 hours, depending, how much time I had, and how busy I was in the day. At least watch an hour of their stream to help them with their watch hours. Comment, as well. Share, reposting if you're on Rumble, or if you're in other platforms, share the stream as well. So I mean, we did a little bit of everything in the weekend. And so we helped El Wolf PR, so that was a good thing. Also, we put in some time for Sergeant Wilkie as well, so I'm glad we could do that. El Wolf PR, what's up, my friend? Appreciate it. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming by and showing support. Um, so El Wolf PR, he's a content creator, guys. So anybody who's watching the stream or whoever's gonna watch the stream, go ahead, show support to El Wolf PR, guys. I would appreciate it if you guys show support. So just repeating, if you guys if you guys hear me funny, it's that I'm a little bit over the weather. So hopefully I could get better in the week. But let's go ahead and continue. So we help also Sergeant Wilkie as well with some hours. So everything that is in green is what we've been working with. And so 7 Ninja 7, we also put in some hours and help as well. Third Ralify, really good content creators, guys. Also put in some support over there. Um, as well, as we go down, I Viper King too. We've helped to showing support as well. And with better say, yep, everything to support. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. And so, we did a little bit. We also help Red Flag Horizon yesterday too. We put in some hours helping him get some followers. And so he has a really small following, but if you guys could show up on he does Twitch as well. On the Twitch account he got like 600 followers, so he normally concentrate on Twitch, but he's trying to grow his Rumble, so you guys could show support. That would I would appreciate it very much. UPR, the weather here is cold too. Wow. Yeah, I know everybody's getting a little bit sick and everything. I mean, the weather change. That's what it gets me. And so um yeah, so that was pretty much it. Guys, we added a couple followers. I appreciate Log Jam 11, Anthony Barnes for good, Don Limitless, Rich Ray Ones, Sim and Shift, and Crippy Chuckles, guys. Appreciate it for the follow. I mean, we're gonna mention all the followers for February, guys, at the end of the month. So I mean, this month only it's only been it has only started. So um we're only starting. So by the end of the month I'm gonna go ahead and list every follower that follow me on February, just showing support and appreciation. And we're also gonna do like a little roulette, and whoever wins, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a donation, just a token of appreciation and everything. So whoever wins, is gonna be the one, the lucky one. But let's go ahead and continue. So this is pretty much it, guys. This is what we did on the weekend, and we'll continue on till the end of the month, showing support to every single one of them. You know, so hopefully we could get that going. And so appreciate it for the like. Thank you very much. Oh wow, what a beautiful baby. My wife is showing me something really quick. I'm sorry. I did AI generated. Uh-huh. Oh wow. Wow, beautiful. I know. I don't think it's accurate though. I don't think it's accurate. Yeah. It's supposedly accurate. Yeah. All right. So okay, so let's go ahead and continue, guys. Sorry guys. I know I'm a little bit under the weather. Hopefully I can push through. So let's go ahead and continue. So we're gonna talk about stocks first, and then we're gonna jump over to the crypto, guys. So hopefully we could get that together. And see. Let's go ahead and move to the gaming area and show that mirror there, and show this other one too. Okay, hopefully you guys can see. There you go. Okay, yeah, you guys can see. So what I have on the left side, guys, that's it's a charting platform that I use. It's very basic. I mean, it has a bunch of tools. It's free. Now, if you want to get real time for this platform, see everything moving real time, you most likely gonna have to subscribe on their web, okay, to get the real time. Now, Weeble has a lot of free stuff, especially the real time as well, a charting system. Now to trade, you have to open an account. That's pretty much with any platform. You have to open up an account and deposit a certain amount of money if you want to start trading at these platforms. So that pretty much is up to you. Your your preference. So excuse me. And so let's go ahead and continue, guys. I'm I'm gonna show you guys what I have on the right side, which is the document. Hopefully you guys could see it. Um, we're gonna go ahead and change the date because it's not the 6th already, it's the 9th. So this month is going very fast, and it's already 2:34. So we started a little bit earlier today. Hopefully I can finish in 2 hours. Hopefully, it depends how I feel. But bear with me, guys. I appreciate you guys showing up and coming over here and showing support. Um, so whatever you see, guys, I'm gonna also on the left, right where the charting is, I have 3 tabs open, right? I'm gonna explain every single one of them when we finish explaining what I have here on the document. Okay. So whatever you see, right, on pink or violet, I don't know. I don't know what color was this, but it looks pink. But I said here, focus on market cap when scanning for stocks under 300 million company value. Okay, that's what the market cap means. It's the total company value. Okay. And so this is my personal preference. Under 300 million is kind of like what I like to see. I mean, they're big movers, especially when there's a lot of demand on the stock, and there's news behind it, positive news that may attract more buyers into increasing the price, as long as support is a lot lower than the demand. Because when it comes to supply and demand, in order to raise the price up, right, and for the company to have enough funds to either reinvest in the company or uh you know make more supply, they're gonna have to attract you know get the money enough for from the demand. Okay, and in order to lower the price to attract more buyers, then there's have to be more supply. Okay, more than the demand. So that's kind of a little bit of the summary. I mean, you guys could go ahead and check on YouTube. I mean, there's a lot of people that would explain it very, very well. But I've been doing this for 10 plus years, so everything already it's coming out of memory already. it it's automatic. So, but hopefully you guys can understand a little bit of market cap. And so as you can see here, I put here for live trading and pre-market and market open, right? This is a criteria that I use, right? To pick the stocks that fit, you know, what I like to see, what works for me. And so this is the criteria that I use when it's pre-market and market open, guys. Okay. And so I want to focus on percentage change, right? Anything over 20% is my preference, and that's the first thing I want to do when I'm checking the top percent gainers, right? There's a list that some of the softwares have, which is called the top percent gainers of the day, right? And you're gonna see all the stocks that are moving, depending on what you're filtering. If you only want to see stocks over 10% or 20%, that's up to you. I mean, there's some softwares that are built into the system, and they show you exactly what is moving based on their preference. So I mean, you have to find what works for you and what you like to see in software scanners that you're using. So everything is your personal preference. I like to focus on Weeble, guys, because it's very simple. Everything is built in. News is built in. The charting is real time. I mean, the scanners are built in. There's different. You got different indicators you can add into the charting system, just like Trading View, but a little bit more advanced and faster. I mean, there's a lot of options, guys. Everything at the end of the day is you, whatever works for you. So, but I use this criteria to pick down, to start knocking down all the stocks that doesn't work for me, and only choose the correct stocks at that specific time that I see running. Okay. So it seems like it's a lot of criteria, but you know, it, along, the more you keep watching this and the more you keep understanding stocks and the criterias, it's gonna come to you very fast. And you're gonna see this and you'll be like, wow, this looks simple. It doesn't look like too much. Okay. But let's go ahead and get started. So, this uh I'm gonna speak about all this criteria along the way when I start filtering stocks. I'm gonna talk about a little bit about everything that I have here, my criteria, so you guys can understand what I'm looking at. Okay, I don't want to confuse you, throwing a lot of stuff at you that you are barely trying to understand. And so I'm gonna break it down pretty much a little bit more faster when I start filtering out the stocks. But in this case, let's keep going down. Now, for those that heard pre-market and market open and doesn't know what is this, right? Very simple, guys. Let me go ahead and show you the chart first before I continue. Um, I continue. Let me change it to a stock, and let me change. Let's put say SPY, the S&P, or whatever stock there is available, right? So what you see on the yellow, right? Anything that's yellow color, it I mean, this, I put the color, but you could put whatever color that you feel comfortable. But this yellow color is pretty much telling me that it's extended hours. Okay. What I mean by extended hours, so this line is before I explain extended hours, that line, that blue line here, or light blue, or whatever it is, this line is pretty much separating the date, right? The day of yesterday with today's date, right? Or whatever days, it's just separating the days, the end of the day with the new day. Okay. And so let's say that let's go to the recent date so I won't confuse you guys. So today, right, is the 9th, right? And so the market on extended hours, it opens at 4 in the morning, right? And it opens just temporary. You could do some trading here and there with some brokers that are open at that time, and you could trade all the way to 9:30. Now at 9:30, everything starts up. Everything opens. Everything, all the brokers and everything, they put in the orders and everything, and everything starts moving very fast. This is where like from 9:30 all the way to like 11 is where is you're gonna see so much activity. Is where it's most active throughout the whole entire day. Those hours right there are the most active trading. And then as it gets to the afternoon, it starts closing down. Everything starts slowing down, and by 1 or 2 o'clock p.m., everything start picking up again, but not at the same level as in the market open, which was from 9:30 to 11 or something like that. But it does have some great activity, really good activity. And then right here at 4 o'clock is when the market closes, not completely, but temporary. And then you have extended hours again, right? And it starts from 4 p.m. all the way to 8 o'clock, right? And at 8 o'clock, everything shuts down completely. There's no activity. I mean, you could put in orders there and it could be pending, but it's gonna be pending till the next day, till the market opens at 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay. So this is only extended hours and until the next day. And then the next day will be, you know, this time again. You see this blue line over here on this side, and then the pre-market hour starts all over again. From 4 o'clock to 9:30. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys understand. And this right here, this time where the market is open from 9:30 to 4 o'clock p.m. This is called intraday. Okay, it's called intraday. And so that's pretty much it. So hopefully I could break down a little bit more about that. But let's keep going in the criteria. So I would only focus on pre-market and market open, okay, which is from 4 o'clock 4 o'clock a.m. all the way to 4 o'clock p.m. Okay, and since the market is moving, I want to focus on percentage change. Okay, where the when I'm watching the top percent gainers. Okay, and so this is part of my criteria. You know, I'm gonna break this down really easy as I start filtering out the stocks. But as just for now, just at least you guys understand a little bit about what pre-market is and what market open is. Okay, and so when the market is closed, right? Right now, I don't think it's closed entirely. Let me see if we can show the time. So right now it's 5:44 p.m. The market, like where the most activity is, it's already closed, but you still have a temporary time opening of the stock, which is the extended hours, and it's called after hours. Okay, that's what we call it. So it's still going Eastern time all the way to 8 o'clock. So it still has like 6, 7, 8, about 2 hours and a half or something, or 2 hours and 20 minutes. So it will close definitely at 8 o'clock. So that's one thing. And so let's go ahead and continue with the document. Hopefully you guys understand. And when the market is closed, guys, we no longer focus. I mean, we have most of the criteria is the same as the market, the pre-market and market open. The only thing that changes here is the percentage change, right? When the market is closed, we no longer focus on percentage change because there's no benefit. I'm not getting any benefit when the percentage change is just stagnant. It's not moving at all. The market is not open, and so I don't get any benefit out of it. So we want to focus on not on percentage change. We want to focus more on the volume. And so I'm gonna show you guys that when we start filtering out the stocks. But in the meantime, I'm just showing you what I have here on the document. And crypto, this is a criteria that I use for crypto. I show it to you guys yesterday, not yesterday, Friday. And so hopefully you guys understand a little bit about how to find the crypto. Okay, so this channel is pretty much dedicated Monday to Friday to show you guys how to find the stocks, and how to understand a little bit how price action works and everything, how not everything about not everything of technical analysis, but at least something to get you started learning in your journey of stocks and everything. Okay, and that's the most important thing. I wish I had somebody that would have teach this almost the same way or better than this, that could break it down for me and everything. But it took me a long time to really get it. And so finally we after 10 plus years we got it. And I'm just sharing it back to you guys, to whoever wants to start learning this, and hopefully you guys could get a success with it. Okay, so as we go down the list here on the document, we see here Twitter, X, right? This is a tip, right, that I'm showing you guys. Most of you guys don't know, but those who trade actively in the stock market most likely know what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and continue. Oh my God! Hopefully you guys can see, and hopefully you guys can hear my volume. So if anything, if I have any technical problems, let me know in the chat. That would be great help. So let's go ahead and continue. So as you can see, guys, let me see if I lose. Hopefully I didn't lose it. Where's the document? There you go. Okay. So as you can see, where the Twitter and X, right? This is one way to find news from the stock, okay, or from crypto, right? If you have issues not finding news from the software, you could use X or Twitter, guys. Hold on a second. Let me talk to my wife really quick. I'll be right back, guys. Give me a second.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, guys, we're back. Like go to 2. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for the likes. Appreciate it. We're back, guys. Let me see if everything's looking good on the Rumble. Remember, guys, whoever's watching on TikTok, watching or YouTube or anything like that, hop on Rumble, guys. Eventually, this is my main channel on Rumble, but all my I'm trying to move all my YouTube and Rumble followers to Rumble, guys. Okay, because this is gonna this right here, this Rumble community and the Rumble company is gonna start growing very fast. I mean, it's already up there, but we want them to make it stronger, much better. And if we could get a Rumble company out there, promoting their company, then that will help a lot as well. So bear with me, guys. I'm trying to check out my viewers. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I can see that everything is working, and so let's go ahead and continue, guys. Just like I said, I already ran down a little bit on the document, right, that you're seeing on the right side. I already, I'm gonna explain all the criteria that I have here while we're filtering for stocks, guys. If you hear my voice weird or anything like that or very low, is I'm trying to keep my energy because I'm a little bit under the weather, so bear with me, guys. If you have any questions, guys, go ahead, hit the chat or hit the comments. I have an email below, guys, on my description. I have an email. You guys could email me privately, whatever you want. I'll do my best, guys, to answer any questions. Usually on my channel, guys, I don't focus on fundamental analysis, guys. I don't check no financials, no none of that. Here and there, yes, I'm gonna be honest. Here and there, I check if there's some type of what do you call that? Oh my God, I forgot. My mind is like all over the place. Let me find it really quick. The web, so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Bear with me for a second, guys. I have everything on Discord, guys. I have many links for crypto and stocks, guys. So bear with me. Everything is in all the links are in the resources section. So this is the web right here, dilution tracker, guys. This is probably the extra. This is probably the extra web that I would use, and I have to be, I have a little bit of time in order to see this, but it's not much. All I want to see if how healthy the company is at the moment, and I could get it. I could get the information very fast just by looking at dilution tracker. Right now it's not showing me the charting because I mean something is might not matter for this one. Okay, but if you could see like recent news, guys. I mean, look, you see a little bit of charting here. You can see the PR releases. It would show you holders filings if you want to check some filings like SEC filings or anything like that, or financials. All this don't are not gonna show because this is a ET is holding a lot of companies, guys. This ETF is holding many companies. But if we check the GME or something like that, like GameStop, you're gonna show all the information. It's gonna show you, if it's getting diluted a lot, and right now it says company cash flow positive based on quarterly operating cash flow. They have about 140 million in cash, so that's pretty good. They could do a lot of good things with it, you know, to attract more investors into the company, or whether they want to acquire another company and keep growing, their main company. And so this is kind of, a little bit of fundamental, a little bit. Just I look at it, I go by it fast. That's just in case if I don't find any other news, out there then we'll go here to dilution tracker and see if the company's diluted, if they're losing money very fast. You know, I don't check too much on the holders. GameStop have a lot of known investors, holding the company, like BlackRock, which is like the main one. Vanguard, very very known one as well. All these are big investors in the world, very known. And so here you find what do you call it, the filings, the SEC filings. I mean, you guys could go get in here easily and check them out. Whatever disclosures. I mean, all this is more financial, like what do you call that? I just said it. Fundamental analysis. Okay, guys. This you have a long time to. I mean, if you know how to read them fast, then good for you. I mean, me, I don't. This is not my strong. This is not my forte. But some of you guys who do financials or anything like that, or check, like do analysis for like fundamentals, then I would recommend Dilution Tracker. You have everything here, guys. Everything here. Unless you have a software that you feel comfortable and you already know it and it works for you, then great. But I mean, it has a lot going on here. But this I will normally see, whether the company is losing money very fast. Are they diluting shares or something like that? So um that's pretty much it. But I don't focus too much on that website. I rarely use it. So, but in just in case, if I can't find nothing about the company, I'll go there. Okay. But in this case, let's go ahead and uh talk about everything else. This is the criteria, right? I'm gonna run this thing down when I start scanning on Finviz. Okay, this website right here, Finviz. Anybody who doesn't know, this is the website that we're gonna use to screen stocks and filter out what ran today. So we can make if anything shows up, we can make an analysis of the stocks that are showing up, and hopefully we can make a plan to execute tomorrow, since the market is closed. So and we'll also see if anything ran today, and we can analyze that as well. So we'll use this in a couple minutes. But first we're gonna go keep on running down through this document. So I already explained. Well, Twitter. This is another web, right, that we use to, in case there's no news, guys. We use this web right here, X. You put the dollar sign and the ticker symbol right next to it. Okay, and you could press enter, and right there you're gonna receive news, whether the company posted news or any type of information on X, or other people are talking about it, hyping it up, or anything like that. And so you're gonna see everything from recent to old, right? Let's say you remember this stock from years back, and you still know the date because you wrote it down on your journal. Then what you could do, what is a really good thing about X, is that you could put this formula right here, until, and the year, the month, and the date, right? The recent date to the oldest date, right? To whatever date that you're looking for. And you could see specific news that you were looking for. Okay. And so that's pretty cool. And yeah, you could use that as a tip, in case if you can't find on other softwares that you're using, you can't find no news, then you will use, I will recommend you guys to use this X. Okay. And so before we continue, guys, also on my description, guys, I have a disclaimer, guys. Read that carefully. It's not long, and that's to not only protect me, but it protects you guys as well. I don't want you guys to fall in the trap of, having other people tell you buy here, buy or sell here, invest in this stock or invest in that other stock, and they don't even have, licenses, financial licenses or anything like that, and then you end up making a bad decision based on what other people told you. And if you didn't do your research and didn't analyze correctly whatever stocks that you were recommended, then you know, um, if those people didn't give you a disclaimer, then you could hold them in legally, in court, and solve that in court as well. So to prevent that, guys, read the disclaimer, guys. It's to protect both of us. Remember, this is only educational purposes. I have no license, no nothing. I mean, I'm just a regular guy, a typical guy that knows a little bit, knows a lot about the stocks, and I'm just showing you guys tips here and there to try to point you in the right direction to start with your journey. But I'm not here to tell you buy this stock, invest at this price, sell at this price. I'm not that type of person. This is not the channel for that. And so, yeah, guys, I recommend you guys to read the disclaimer. But let's go ahead and continue, guys. So, as you can see, I put here, before you start anything, right? It will be pretty good to check the SPY, see how healthy the S&P 500 is, because the S&P 500, they holding 500 companies, of the best companies out there. They're holding as an ETF, right? And so, based on, this is pretty much based on how the trend is looking like. That's how it's going to show you at that specific time how healthy the economy is here in the US. And sometimes it reflects the economy in the world as well. But mostly in the US, it will show you how healthy the economy is, and how people are reacting based on certain recent events in the world or here, or any type of news that is, any type of what do you call that, new product that's coming up, like a couple years ago, which was the energy batteries for the EV, or anything EV or anything like that, or AI that's coming up right now is being very put out there. The news is getting known, a lot known, stuff like that. If the stock, moves a certain way, reacts a certain way, that's kind of showing you how interested the people, the investors are in this specific subject. But you could look at it different ways. I like to see it just as a guide to see, how interested the people are in investing in the economy right now. And so I check that. And so let's go ahead and check that really quick. ETF. And so the daily chart right here is still healthy overall. I mean, it had a hiccup here in February, somewhere around February, all the way to like April, April of last year. February to April, it had a little hiccup right there, and then it just kept running. It broke out somewhere around June, and it just took off. I haven't looked back yet, but eventually we will have to see. We would want to see another pullback eventually soon, and test these support levels, or probably a near resistance level here, which is going to become support once it gets which is already broken. I think this part right here is a support level as well. This part right here. Let me mark this thing down really quick. There you go. So it's hovering, it's consolidating around these areas there. We'll see what's gonna happen in a couple weeks or a couple months, where the stock is gonna head. I would love to see a pullback and test the support levels, or if it's gonna break out convincingly, I would want it for it to pull back and attract more investors into this ETF. But right now, everything is healthy. Everything seems like it's working really good in the economy. And so, let's go ahead and go to the stocks that we were watching. I mean, over here on this right side on this website, Finviz, you could see how everything is going. Technology is booming right now as well. You can see a little bit there. Communication services, the industries, utilities, real estate is booming too. So not too much more than the technology, but you got the AIs coming up, and so that's what's booming right now. That's what's hot, in all these sectors. Okay, so you could look at it at that one way, but the way I trade, guys, I keep it very simple. I look at the top percent gainers, and I take I take the meat of the move of whatever stock that I'm looking at based on my criteria. If I see a certain pattern of stocks of the price action, then I go ahead and try to execute. But let's go ahead and continue. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm seeing here. Hopefully it's not blocking the view here, the document. So we're looking at right now, we're looking at SMX, right, which we talk about on Friday, guys. We said that it was a good price, right? One criteria, good volume, had low flow, had good news, had history running, and so that's 5 criterias out of, and it must have also, out of, just watching the volume and the flow, just by watching this, I already know that there's good relative value. There was good relative value on SMX as well. So all that, have way a good majority of the criteria in this stock. And so my plan was I was looking for the price to reclaim VWAP, right? And test high day at 2026. And so that's what we're going to go ahead and look at before we scan any stocks and start talking about the criteria. So let's go ahead and check these out first. Excuse me, guys, if you hear me weird, is because I'm under the weather, so forgive me. So let's go ahead and check this really quick. SMX. So as you can see, guys, overall this stock right here, no good. I mean, it's dropped several times. All this million billion dollars here, all this is not real, guys. This stock had multiple splits, guys. That's why you see all these numbers here. All this is not real, okay? And so as a day trader, guys, you only want to if you're looking at the daily chart, guys, you only want to see if it had some type of history of moving, right? PT Pod raided the stream. Appreciate it for the raid. Thank you so much, guys. So whoever doesn't know PT Pod, he's also a good content creator as well, guys. If you guys could go ahead and show support and like his recent stream and share his content as well. Or if you haven't followed him yet, go ahead follow him. He has good content as well. So appreciate it, PT Pod. Thank you for the raid. So let's go ahead and continue, guys. Welcome to the channel. We talk about stocks and crypto, guys. So any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask. I'll do my best. Remember, we do a technical analysis here. We don't do fundamental analysis. So feel free to ask anything, and I'll do my best to answer. PT Pod, yay! Appreciate it for the raid. Appreciate it. Sorry if I sound like if I sound weird. It's just I'm under the weather. So hopefully you guys could bear with me until I get this sorted out. So the daily, as you can see, guys, I mean, you see this little short time right here, couple months. It showed me here that it had ran before. It's showing me history. That's good about learning the history of the stocks, looking back and seeing if it did had history. So this has a lot of history of running. Now don't focus on the price, because we already know that there's a lot of splits, and so it just manipulated this area here. It just show a lot of stuff that is not real. These prices didn't happen. So this is a glitch, okay? Swear words. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate it for showing up. Thank you. Let's see if let me see if I could go ahead and follow you. I'm not sure if I followed you, so bear with me, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and follow just to support swear words. Appreciate it for the follow. So this is what we do, guys. We show support to the community, guys. We help content creators grow. And if I could do anything to at least even leave the phone on and show support, and with their hours or anything, anything, even texting, not texting, chatting on the chat, if they're streaming or anything like that, that will help as well, guys. So go ahead, show support to PT Pod, who rated my stream. Okay, guys. So go ahead, show support over there. And so let's go ahead and continue, guys. So we were talking about SMX, guys, and let's go ahead and see the charting, right? So when I'm looking at the daily, guys, I don't focus on how healthy the stock is. All I want to know if the stock had ran before. Okay, that's the only thing. If I can see one or two, that's fine. I don't have to see years back. As long as I see, that it had moved before, that's enough for me to continue with my criteria. So I go to the 5 minute, guys. And so as you can see, Friday, guys, Friday had a pretty good move here. I mean, you could have took two good opportunities here. You could have even got on the breakout, right? Or you could got on the bounce. You could have got two good moves there, guys. And so if you guys don't know how good opportunities are here, let me show you guys the percentages for some of you guys that haven't seen this before. On this little move right here, this great move on the bounce, this thing went from 26% all the way to 44%, guys. Okay, this is the power of stocks, this specific stocks that I watch here. Thank you for the Rumble Boss says thank you for the follow. Swear words, appreciate it. Thank you very much. And also thank you for the follow, LJ Rich 1, guys. Appreciate it for the follow. Let me see if I can follow AJ Rich 1 as well. Let me see if I already, just to show support. Racing Realtor, appreciate it for the thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me go ahead and follow you as well. LJ Rich 1. Let me see. Where can I find you? LJ Rich 1. Hopefully you show up. If not, if you have any content or anything like that, or you have a link, I can show support and follow you as well. But somehow it's not letting me follow you right there. I don't know if it's a glitch from the web, but if you want to, if you show me a link to your regular channel here on Rumble, I could follow you guys. So I appreciate it. Thank you for the support, and let's go ahead and continue, guys. Let's continue with the stocks. And as you can see here, 40%, right? 44%, guys, is a big deal for these kind of stocks that I watch. Now they're very risky because they're very volatile. Overall, these stocks are not succeeding stocks. Most of them are not gonna succeed on the long run. So I wouldn't I would never recommend, especially me having a disclaimer on the description. But this is just educational, and so I wouldn't tell nobody. If this was me, I wouldn't go ahead and invest long term, because all of these are gonna fail. There's very small percentage of stocks that succeed throughout the year or for a long term. Very rare to find in the year. But this is the kind of stocks that I like looking at. I don't like to for me, it doesn't matter if the stock is pretty much down, all the way down, long term. All I care about is the short term. What it did yesterday to capitalize today, right? Or what it did in a couple minutes to capitalize in either the same period or hours later if the stock improves. Okay, day trading is only one day. You know, you focus on one day. You scan your stocks on the top. You know, you scan your top percent gainers of the day. You form, you know, based on your criteria. You take all the stocks that you feel that they have potential, and you keep analyzing all of them to see if you know there's an opportunity of them. Usually you want to focus on one or two stocks. If there's three that have good opportunities, then you focus on three. But when you're trading, guys, you only want to focus on one, guys. Okay, try to capitalize on one at a time and then move to the other one. If the other one doesn't, you already missed your opportunity, don't worry, no worries. There's always opportunities every day, and there's always multiple stocks showing up. And based on your criteria, you know, if you're doing what I'm doing, which is day trading, I mean, there's always opportunities to capitalize and to get some profit. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the 44%, guys. Why it's important. Let's use you know, I'm not trying to like bash any other big company, but let's just use GME in this case, right? Since that's what we watched a couple minutes ago, right? The market cap for this stock is 120 million, right? Or let's say Tesla. Let's use another one just for an example. This one is a huge company, right? This market cap is $1 trillion, you know, almost 2 trillion, right? Let me show you why I'm very interested in the stocks that the stock that I just showed you, right? Because on a short term, it just makes those really quick moves, very aggressive, and you could capitalize for this case. It was 44%, right? Or 40. Let's just put 40%, and use Tesla as a huge company, you know, managing trillion dollars, you know, worth of value of the company. Um, let's go to the daily, guys. Okay, and so for this company to make, let's say, 40%, guys, it took them 73 days, guys. Okay, 73 days to make almost the same amount as the one that I show you right now, SMX. Let me see the comments, guys. I think I saw something here. It say here, Carmen Río Huepa, gracias por venir acá y apoyarme. Siempre buena persona. So whoever, you know, we have Carmen Rios showing up to the stream, guys. She's also a good content creator, guys. Go ahead, show support over there. Appreciate it, Carmen Rio. Gracias mucho. So we talking you know, we do Spanish and English, guys. So if you don't know any English, and you know you want to know a little bit more about stocks in Spanish, I can help you. So whatever questions that you guys have, feel free to ask or anything like that. I'm gonna do my best to answer correctly or point you to the right direction. Okay, guys. But yeah, we speak both languages, and yeah, let's go ahead and continue, guys. So appreciate it, Carmen Rio. Gracias por venir acá. Gracias. And so let's go ahead and continue. So this stock right here, guys, this huge successful stock, it took 73 days to make 40%. Now, this is more conservative. This is more safe. It's more of a safe line. I mean, you had to wait 73 days to get 40%. I mean, eventually you did got the 40%, especially based on, you know, your, you know, if you focus more on fundamental analysis, most likely, you know, you succeeded here, you know, on the long term. But me, I'm the type of guy that I live in the moment. You know, I want to take advantage of opportunities now instead of waiting later on to take to you know to have to take advantage of this type of profit later on in the future. Okay, now this Tesla is technology. I mean, Tesla moves a lot in the market, and so the majority of stocks, successful stocks, they don't move like Tesla move, So this one is pretty good, overall. But there's other stocks, guys. There's a good majority, guys, that for it to make 40%, guys, it will take them years, guys. It will take them years to make 40%. And SMX right here, SMX, let's go back to the 5 minute. And SMX, it took 55 minutes to make 44%. Okay. So this is the reason why I like looking at these stocks. Even so, they're very aggressive. And if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know how to analyze these, and you're just getting in just because you see this big spike like this, think again, because if you would have got somewhere around here, guys, let's say you got in up right at the top, right? Because since you saw all this price action, you said, wow, this thing might have more legs and it might keep going up, right? And so guess what? If you would have bought right up there, I mean, you had a great possibility of losing 21%, guys. Okay? That's why you don't make trades without knowing, exactly what you're doing. And so this could, be a positive thing, and or it could be a negative thing for you. But if you have discipline, if you're willing to learn, and you pack down all this information and do your own research and your own due diligence, eventually you could create a criteria that works for you, and you could, what do you call that, take benefit out of these type of incredible moves, guys, on a very short term. In one day only, this stock right here made, let me show you guys. In one day, this thing went 138%, guys. 138. Incredible move, guys. This is not a rare apple, guys. This happens, not probably not all the time. Like the 100%, it doesn't happen probably all the time, but it happens very frequent, very, every day. There's always either 50% movers all the way to 100%, and if the market is very hot, you could see 300% movers all the way to 1,000% movers, depending, how what the supply and demand is. So, but eventually you'll get a hold of it. Hopefully, I don't overwhelm you with too much information, but this is just a sneak peek of what type of opportunity you could take advantage of. If you put in a lot of hard work of learning and understanding how the stocks work. Okay. So the plan that we had today, right? We were looking for it to reclaim VWAP, right? On pre-market. This thing didn't reclaim VWAP. It reclaimed VWAP in the afternoon, but did not hold. It did not hold, and then it didn't test the higher day. So to make a plan, for me to make a plan, um, it didn't succeed. It now, if it would have went up here, right? And let's see, pre-market, it reclaimed the VWAP, and it was going up here, and it was near the higher day of Friday. Then I would have, my plan would have, wait for a breakout. Either to get in the breakout and take a little bit of profit, or wait for a pullback and test to the higher day, which is, if it breaks out, then this resistance line becomes the support line, and then I could trade a bounce off of it. If it successfully bounces. Now, the only downside is that the price will be very high, so spreads they get very wide, and so that's one thing to keep in mind as well. So, but right now it's at a good price overall. However, I mean, it had a drop here. We don't know what's gonna do tomorrow. If I don't know what the news, if it had news today. Today it said SMX aligns $250 million capital committed with a multi-year execution horizon. Okay. So it says 250 million capital commitment is about time, not dilution. Okay. So they're trying to commit this $250 million to, to make a commitment to probably most likely to reinvest in the company or do. I mean, this is pretty much private. Whatever they're gonna do with the $250 million. Now, the most important thing that I want to see is that there was news, and they're talking about a $250 million commitment. That's the most important thing. I would focus on earnings news. I would focus on contract newses, partnership newses. I mean, whether a big investor came in, it and invested big money into the company. Those are very significant news, and so those are I focus a lot more than other newses that don't have no edge at all. Like let me see if I can find something that doesn't have anything to do with the stock. Uh, okay, right here. Look, it says proof is becoming the embedded currency standard in sustainability. Right? That's just a statement, guys. It's not saying SMX is doing this or is investing in this or is partnershiping in this, or it's not giving me no information of this company. It just somebody put a statement here just for so you could click in and see the whole so you could read the whatever article that they have there, and that's just a waste of time. When I'm reading the headline, I want to see something like boom, 250 million dollar capital. They're gonna invest in this. Gonna use this money to invest, and that right there, that's kind of what I want to see. Very it hits you boom, 250 million. That hit. I guess it hits any that type of money, guys. It hit anybody. It attracts anyone. Okay, or even more than that. um and so that's what you would want to see in the news. But right now, I mean, it's that's good to attract investors and more day traders like me. However, right now it seems like it has some life here, but we don't know what's going to happen on pre-market. It seems like it's coming down and testing these support levels. We'll see if it bounces off of it and probably reclaims the VWAP again. Then we might see another move, probably test these highs here on these levels, or if it has enough strength of demand, depending on what demand is telling, then it might test a higher day, but we don't know yet. I would like to see the price action, and I would love to see a little bit more of the demand. Right here is too close to the average, not that much demand compared to this day right here to Friday. Um, it also has less than the float, so there's more supply than the demand. That's why you see this drop here. They have to lower the price to attract more buyers or sellers into the company, and the way you do that is by having good news like this, guys. So we may see what's gonna happen tomorrow on pre-market or the market open, depends. But this thing on the daily, right? If you see the pre Friday, right? If you see Friday, this thing traded. Where's the volume here? 39 million in volume compared to today, which was 5 million. Very very low today. Okay, we don't want to see that. We want to see a lot of volume. Okay, way more than the average and way more than the float. Okay, so this one is gonna get out of the list. Um, I don't want to focus on this one. If it shows up tomorrow, then we'll go ahead and make a structured plan, just like we did on Friday, and see if it executes well in that on that plan. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that one off and go to JZXN, guys. JCXN. And so JCXN is another one that failed. Um, we said here, good price, good volume, low flow, good news. Investor invested to invest 40 million in assets. Overall daily chart not good, but has history of running. Plan is to bounce off the uptrending support and test high day at 183. So it did not bounce off the uptrending support, which is this purple line. and then I test the high day at 183 here. Okay, this thing failed. Once it cracked this trending support, it just cracked down, and it's been running. Yeah, it ran yesterday, so it was a one man show, 1 day show, pretty much. So this one is not gonna get on the list. It's not gonna continue on the list. It had a recent split as well, and this thing traded today. It traded yes, Friday it traded 11 million. Today it traded 1 million, guys. Way less than Friday. So there's not demand here. There's no demand at this moment, and it's gonna get worse. It's a little bit above the average, but it's nearly the supply. As you can see here, it's almost the same as the supply. So it's just it's not that balanced. It's almost around those ranges, those lower ranges. So this thing is not gonna track anybody. And so the new news here, I don't think it has new news. So JXN, let me see if it has a recent news. So February 5, the same news that we checked, that we wrote the over here, that's kind of the recent news that it had. So no good. So let's go ahead and take that one off, and all we have is Uoka, so we could start off scanning for new stocks. Okay, so let's check Uoka. Appreciate it, everyone that's watching the stream and showing support. Don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the follow, guys. This is what we do from Monday to Friday. We teach, we show stocks, how to find stocks, and how to find crypto, and a little bit of tips here and there on how to execute on these stocks, these type of stocks. So they had a pretty interesting move today. It traded 109 million, which is way a lot more than what it did on Friday, which is 7 million. This was very, very good, guys. And we had said here to watch for pre-market. However, demand not much today. Good price, low volume, very low float, has good news, has history of running, most of the criteria that we're looking for. However, overall trend no good. Plan is to wait for a breakout, and we'll formulate a plan later, if the breakout happens. So it did happen, because look at that line, that yellow line right there is part of the breakout. So let's go ahead and check that one out. And as you can see, guys, look at this. Amazing, guys. Amazing. Volume, demand picked up way more than the average, 109 million compared to the average at 4 million. And the float very, very low, under a million. And right here, the way I would formulate a plan after this, I would mark after this creates this confirmation pullback, I would mark right here at the highest point, and this will be my resistance. And right here, the plan for me now is to wait for a confirmation breakout, which is, this is my personal preference. Some people would buy it right at the breakout, but it's not good to buy it right at the breakout if you don't understand, if you cannot track the level 2 or the level 3 or the tape, right? If you don't track it well, then this thing might bite you in the behind. Like this thing you might have bought here, and if this thing turns around, you're gonna end up with a loss very quick. So my plan would be to wait for this green candle to close above this resistance line, and once it does that, then this resistance line it becomes a support level, right? And so I could do two things here. I could wait for a pullback bounce off this support level, and I could wait for a breakout confirmation, the same thing I did here, and then get on the next candle, either this one or if I see strength here on the green with volume, I would get on the next candle. And so as you can see, guys, it didn't bounce off the support levels. It continued to hold the VWAP, and then it broke out right at the open, guys. So I could have got in here on this next candle right after the confirmation breakout, and this candle did 50%, guys, on in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 50%. So, you know, this is the kind of opportunity, guys. You don't have to wait 70 days or 2 months or whatever, 3 months to get 50%. You could have got it, most of the time you won't get the whole move. I mean, what I if it was me, I would play very safe, and I would get it either, depending how fast this thing is moving. If it's hitting 10%, I'm out. I get 10% consistently, then I should be having good profit by the end of the month. But sometimes you can't stop. You can't. It's moving so fast, you cannot like sell right at those levels. And so sometimes you will see a move like that, you get 23%, and you're like, oh shoot, let me get out of there before it turns around me. And you could have got 23% or more, of profit. So that's pretty good. What are you doing, babe? She's trying to play jokes on me. I love you. I love you. So let's go ahead and continue. Sorry guys for the little delay, but right here, this is the kind of opportunity, guys. Very good move here, and it didn't had a bouncing opportunity. It had a little bounce here, but it was, I mean, you couldn't get much from this one right here. There was not much percentage on that one. Let's see, 6%. So you could have got a little bit, but not as much as that move, that first move there. Okay, this one was a better move throughout this whole entire move. And in these 2 days, guys, in these 2 days together, Friday and Monday, right? Let's go to the low. Let's mark the low to the high. So on those two moves alone, guys, it had a 352%, guys. Okay. This is the kind, in 2 days, this thing went 352%. This is the kind of opportunity you could find if you do your homework and you do your research and you understand how these candlesticks work, okay? How patterns work, how to execute getting in the stock, getting out of the stock. What if the stock is going the opposite way? How to take how to not take a bigger loss and cut very short the loss. Those little things like that will save you, tons of money. And if you do this type of wins like this consistently, then you should have, pretty good money either for vacation or for whatever you want. You could do this as a career, you could do this temporary, short term. I mean, whatever, whatever works for you at the end of the day. My main focus is to teach you guys how to find these, right? And how to, just teach you a little bit of tricks here and there and how the candlesticks work, okay? And so whoever's looking at these candles, we call it Japanese candlesticks, right? And so whoever doesn't know this, the green, right? Whatever's on the green, this green, right? It means that the majority of buyers at this specific time frame, which is 5, 10, 15, 20, in 25 minutes. In 25 minutes, there was more buyers than sellers, right? And then once the buyers are taking profit, then you have a great majority right here on this red. You have a great majority of sellers taking advantage, right? Which most likely are the buyers here that bought below here, or even bought in these previous days that took advantage. They're just capitalizing here. You also have short sellers as well. And short sellers, well, before I talk about short sellers, you got two ways to trade in the market. Well, you got multiple ways. I mean, you could do options as well, but if you're doing day trading, guys, you could do two things, right? I would if I would do I mean, if I would be trading two ways, the first two ways I would be doing the trading would be either going long, which is buying low and selling high, or I could either short, right? This is kind of the most main way to trade. You can either go long or you could go short, right? And so this is part of the name of the game, you know. And so you either got sellers here taking profit, or you got short sellers here trying to bet against the stock. And usually the short sellers, they borrow shares from the broker, right? If there's shares available to borrow of this stock, and then they go ahead and capitalize by covering their covering for to buy off to get profit here on this levels here, or wherever it's gonna, well, they haven't bounced completely, but they have taken profit here, here, you know, and some places around here as well. But if you see a little bit bigger move, I mean, that means they capitalize very well on this short right here. Okay. And the more, let's say there's a short seller, right, that bought that borrow shares at these levels, right? And let's say they want to wait another day to capitalize. So usually companies, right, brokers that allowed him to short there, they might charge a fee just to hold the stock for another day. Okay, so you got borrowing fees, and if the trader hasn't sold, hasn't capitalized and cover the shares, then most likely, you know, they're not gonna, you know, they're gonna be charged with a fee as well. Okay, and let's say guys, that the stock, let's say they bought here, and let's say the stock keeps moving up, it's going against them. The con of this move right here is that there's no limit on how much money you could lose, guys. You could lose a huge amount of money in a very short amount of time. And if the broker doesn't have no cap into how much you could be losing, I mean, you could lose your whole account plus more, and that extra you're gonna have to pay it back. You're gonna have to pay it back to the broker, and the broker is going to be like the bank, guys. They're going to have collectors and everything coming after you, and most likely your credit is going to get damaged, you know, if you don't pay back. Okay, and so that's one reason why I don't focus too much on shorting. It has to be a very known pattern that I'm feel completely sure about in order for me to short. Okay, but most of the time I'm not shorting. I love going long. I love breakouts. I love bounce, buying at the bounce of support levels, and that's pretty much my strategy there. That's what been I've been using for a long time. It's been working, and so, you know, you could capitalize on that. But everything at the end of the day is your choice. Whatever works for you, go for it. You know, I'll support you 100%. You know, whatever you want to learn. Um, you know, I'm just here to teach you guys how to find them, and teach you guys how to, you know, capitalize very short term. You know, whatever you guys want, need to learn. At the end of the day, just show you guys how these candles work. First of all, okay, how the indicators work as well. This red line right here is called a VWAP, which is a volume weighted average price. And so these lines are formed based on averages that they have calculated over a period of time of price and volume, guys. Okay, there's many indicators out there, guys. Moving averages. I mean, there's a huge long list of indicators, guys. But this is my main one. I mean, there's a huge amount of people, a huge amount of traders that trade with VWAP, guys. A lot of traders don't trade with VWAP as well. They just use the level 2 or the level 3, kind of tracking where the buyers and sellers are, where the stack of buyers and sellers are, pushing the price and controlling the flow. Um, but everything is, I mean, you have to do your due diligence and see what works for you at the end of the day. Okay. But let's go ahead and continue, guys. This move right here, I mean, was an excellent move, guys. You could have capitalized very short term in a couple minutes. And but this thing, uh to look for a continuation, it failed. I would have loved for it to keep holding above these highs, or even if it goes down, right, and it tests these support levels. At least if it would have bounced and hold near the highs here to test the highest day, probably tomorrow, pre-market or market open, depends. Then I would focus on that. But on adding on keeping this on my chart, well, on my document. But as this thing failed to get back half of its gains, guys, and it seemed like it's below the VWAP. Yeah, I don't want to focus on this guy right here because it's not showing me more life. Even though it had a good amount of volume, still showing good demand. Um, I still don't trust it. I would have loved for it to finish nearly above, or at the VWAP or above it, and nearly testing the high day. But in this case, I mean, everybody took profit there, and short sellers just pushed the price down as well. So yeah, I won't focus on this one anymore. So this one is going to be taken out, but it was a tremendous move. You guys could have capitalized very good if you know what you're doing. And so let's go ahead and continue, guys. So just like I said, today is not the 6th, it's the 9th. And let's change the time. So it's 3:49 p.m. And we're gonna go ahead and add. We're gonna filter out new stocks. Try to scan for new stocks, and so hopefully you guys can understand what I'm about to say right now. So this is the panel that we're using right now. This website, which is Finviz. This is what we use to teach you guys, any new person that's learning right now. There's many platforms out there, many of them. I use Webull for my personal self when I'm, either trading or analyzing either pre-market, market open, or market close as well. Okay. But in this case, I'm using Finviz because it's very basic. It's free. Anybody could use it, and it's very simple. There's a lot of options here to use to scan stocks. And yeah, guys, it also shows you the time that the market is moving as well. So that's another good thing as well. But let's go ahead and dive into more stuff. Hopefully, you guys are watching at home or wherever you guys at. Feel free to hit the like, the share, and the follow, guys. I would appreciate it very much. And so let's go ahead and continue. So as you can see, guys, this is what we hit. We hit the screener. That's the first thing we're gonna do. And right here, you can see here a good amount of stocks. Right here, you got 545 pages of stock. In reality, we're not going to go ahead and look for 545 pages. We want to minimize based on the criteria that we're using. We want to minimize how much stocks we want to see to analyze and see which stocks have opportunity for either the present or the future, which is tomorrow, or whatever dates that the stock whatever days that's available to trade. Okay, and the stock market is from Monday to Friday, and on the weekends it doesn't trade, only crypto. Okay, so this is the options. This is the little options here that we have to scan. And so what we do is hit the all button right here, and now you have a good amount of options here to filter out what you want to find. And so the good thing about this site, guys, is that you could take your mouse, right, and you could point to the whatever you're trying to sort or trying to filter, and it's gonna give you the definition, right, of what it means. Okay, so this is market cap. Just like I said, is a total. It says here the total market value of the company's outstanding shares. In other words, guys, is what the company's worth, right? The total value of the company. Okay, very simple. And just like I said in my criteria, guys, my criteria says if we go all the way up, it says I don't want to see anything more than 300 million. So my preference is anything below 300 million. And if you click the market cap on the stream, you can't see the list. I would love for you guys to see the list, but you guys could do that on your own eventually. And you have a list of options here to watch. Okay, me, I focus on micro, right, which is the last option here that you have, the lowest of stocks that you can find. And so 300 million is my personal preference, which is micro cap. The next thing is the price, guys. Just like I said before on other streams, guys, anything above the $1 level, it's my preference. And it's because I don't want to get trapped on stocks that are about to get delisted, and I'm investing very short term, but anything can happen, and so I don't want to go ahead and invest anything under $1 where the stock is about to get delisted. So I like to look at anything above the $1 level, and I also want to see no more than 20. Okay, and it's because I don't want to see also stocks that have large spreads as well. And you guys could do your research on how to find spreads. But yeah, I don't want to see anything more than $20 per share. And so right here, you press 20. I mean, the good thing about this web is that it's very simple. I mean, you input it there and it shows up, and there you got two. And so if you go to the third column here, you have relative volume. And so the definition of relative volume here is the ratio of the current volume, right, compared to 3 months average. And on this website, they forgot to add right after the average, they forgot to write volume, because that's what it's being compared to, right? The average volume. So you take the current volume, right, and you divide it by the average, and that's going to give you the ratio of what is the if there's more demand, and uh, at whatever time that is compared to, right? Unless in this case, in this website, they have 3 months only, which is 90 days. So it's comparing the current volume that the stock is running versus the average volume. Okay, and so that right there is going to give you a ratio. And so anything above 5 ratio is kind of my personal preference. And you could choose lower than that, and you're gonna get a little bit more stocks, in terms of how much lower the ratio is. Okay, but more than 5 is my personal preference, guys. So that's what we're gonna look at right now. More than 5, and let's go ahead and add it. And right there, you got three of the other criteria I'm about to mention. Industry, I want to see stocks only, guys. I don't want to see ETFs. I don't trade none of that. Only stocks. The next thing is performance, guys. I mean, this is pretty much total personal preference, guys. You could choose whatever works for you. I want to see stocks that are up for the day, that are running, or that finish strong in the day. That's kind of what I want to see. And also the current volume I want to add, which is the demand of the stock. Remember, the name of the game is understanding supply and demand in order to execute for a short period of time to get some profits. Okay, if you understand supply and demand, everything gets easier. Okay, not only for trading stocks, in business, in general, guys. If you understand supply and demand, everything gets so easy in life. Okay, and so current volume has to be over 1 million, guys, because why I wanted 1 million, because I don't want to get stuck, guys, where I could buy shares as a stock, but if nobody is there to buy off my stocks when I'm ready to sell it, then I'm stuck in the stock, guys. It could be for a short period of time, or it could be for a long period of time, depending how much demand the stock has at that current time. Okay, and so that's why I focus on anything over a million shares traded. Right, I want to see a lot of buying and selling, very short period, so I could get in, no problem, and get out whenever I see fit. Okay, and so also so we have here 1 2 3 4 5 6, about 6 of them. So we have another criteria right here at the end, which is the float. Now the float here, it says the number of shares available for public trading, right? Does not include shares held by insiders, right? So you have the company outstanding shares, right? And out of this outstanding shares, right, you got shares that are held privately, right, by the CEO, employees, and other board members, right, part of the company, right, or the shareholders that invested in the company. Those are considered privately owned shares. Okay, now you have another set of shares that are public, right? Those the company supplies them, right, to be publicly traded in the market. And so based on what supply there is, if there's more demand, right, trading that little amount of supply, then the price supposed to bump up, right, to to satisfy the demand, right? Now, if there's way more supply than the demand, then they have to lower the price, right, to attract buyers and more investors into the company. And everything depends on news too, to attract the buyers and the investors. Okay, and so for float, I want to see anything under 10 million, guys. Okay, that's my personal preference. And when I'm looking at volume, guys, I would want, if it was my, like, if I wanted to be more technical, I would want to see volume way over 10 million, right? Way more than the float, than what I could see of the max float. Okay, so if I could see anything over 20 million, that would be my preference. Anything over that. Okay, but we added here 1 million because there's some of them that we will see eventually listed at 1 million, and they might have opportunity to to contest, at a higher demand, and so right here, you know we have seven stocks here, guys. You don't have 540 something pages of stocks. You have very little amount of stocks here to analyze, and it's very simple, very simple to kind of take all this you know pluck all these things and try to make a definitive analysis of it. Now, another thing I want to add, guys, I don't like watching. I mean, I care less of what the company name is. So I want to remove all this, guys, all this information. I don't care what the sector is coming from, what industry, what country. The market cap is only important when you're filtering the stocks, guys. The rest, it doesn't matter. As long as it's under 300 million, that's all we want to know. And so this we'll remove it out of here. And since the market is closed, we also want to remove the percentage change, as well as the P ratio. The P ratio, that's more fundamental analysis, and so we don't need to know that. And so we remove that as well. The way you go ahead and remove this, right, or input whatever you want at extra, then you got to go to custom here, right? And so right here, you have plenty of options here to either input or output whatever that you want to see on this column right here. Okay, so appreciate it for everyone showing up. Don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the follow, guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you for the support. And so let's go ahead and remove all these information here that we don't want to see. And so let's take the numbers out: the company, the sector, the industry, the country, the market cap, P ratio, and the change, guys. And if you see down here, I mean, it's way more clear. You don't have a lot of stuff there on your way, in your way, blocking more information that you have to see. And so we want to add here the relative volume and the float, which is the shares float right here. And that's it. This is pretty much it, guys. This is how you filter the stocks that you want to see, right? You got five different columns, guys. Five different part of my criteria, guy, that you have to focus on. Now we already know that the float on this list, we already know that they're under 10 million. The relative volume is over 5 ratio, and we know that we have stocks here over 1 million of volume, guys. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and sort volume from high to lowest. Okay, and so this right here is going to make it more easy to choose what fits, what is going to be interesting out of all the whole entire list. Okay, the price is very cheap to own. To own one share of whatever stock there is, this is what it's going to cost to own one share. Okay, And so pretty simple to understand. And so before we go ahead and hop into understanding this, guys, let's go ahead and show support to Rumble, and let's go ahead and do a quick ad read, guys. I would appreciate it if you guys bear with me for a second to set that thing up really quick. Show support at Rumble. Without Rumble, we can't, this wouldn't be possible. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. Let's move the other page right here. Appreciate it for the likes and everything. And let's go ahead and continue. Let's go ahead and stock. Okay. Hopefully it works. And let's see if you guys can see what I'm seeing. Okay. All right, you guys see it. So it says, all right, let me tell you about my Valentine's Day sponsor. And honestly, this one's a no-brainer. Chicago State Company, code HEART26. Look, you could fight for a reservation at some overpriced restaurants, sit there surrounded by strangers, rush through your meal, or you could stay home, cook together, and have a way better experience. These are USDA prime steaks, hand selected, wet age up to 40 days, restaurant quality delivered to your door. Here's the deal. It's the last week for free Valentine's shipping. Order $199 or more. Use code HEART 26 and you get $145 in free gifts. That's 2 Maryland crab cakes, 6 Italian chocolate pastries, and free shipping. So you've got appetizer, main course, dessert done. Go to mychicagosteak.com/heart26, code heart26. That's HEART26. Link is in the description. So appreciate it for everyone sticking there, showing support to Rumble, guys. Remember, Rumble not only make their profit based on the viewers that they get on YouTube or any other businesses that they have done, guys. They also do their profit based on ads too. Okay, so thank you for the support, and let's go ahead and continue, guys, with the stocks. So let's go to the third thing here, and let's go ahead and continue, guys. So appreciate it, guys, for sticking for the ad read, and I appreciate it for the 10 likes, guys. So we see here the channel go, guys. We hit it. We hit 150, more than 150. So we have 153 followers. So I appreciate it very much, guys, for showing support and following this channel, guys. Remember, this is all for you guys. Whatever information here, I don't charge you guys anything. So whatever questions that you have, if you're interested in learning more stocks, feel free to chat. Feel free to hit the comments or email me anywhere. I mean, I have an email on the description, and I also have Discord as well. You guys could chat with me private. So appreciate it, everyone, again. And so let's go ahead and continue, guys, with the stocks. And so um hold on a second. My wife is about to talk to me. Give me a second. Okay, guys, sorry for the delay. Sorry about that. My wife had to give me a little information about something else, personal. So let's go ahead and continue, guys. Let's not waste more time. So Uoka, guys, is the same one we talked. That this is kind of what we love to see when we're scanning stocks. We like to see the same stocks showing up again and again and again and again. Okay, that builds more interest on investors to keep jumping into the stock and try to capitalize when there's good opportunities like this, guys. Okay. um we're not gonna go ahead and add it to the list because we already did an analysis, guys. It is consolidating off these highs here, but it gave back half of its gains. I would love for it to tomorrow to pick up, right, and reclaim these VWAP line and try to break out these resistance levels, which became support once it got broken, right? And then once it got broken again on the downside, this instead of still becoming a support, it became a resistance. So now you have sellers putting pressure on the downside. Okay, there's way more sellers here, more than buyers. Okay, and most likely, most of the time, when you see this pressure here of sellers, most of their orders got executed, and that's why you see this big pressure down. Sometimes the prices don't get executed because probably there's larger spreads or anything like that, or there's way more buyers than sellers. So most of the time these big orders don't get executed, they just get bought off and the price keeps continuing to go up. But in the demand, there's way more sellers than the buyers at that specific section here. Okay. But yeah, I don't want to have it on the list because right now it's below the VWAP, and we don't see. I would want to see a continuation on the volume. I would want to see more volume, but I would like to price to react off of it. Okay. Um, I don't see another news on this one. Let me see if I can find anything extra. So December 23rd was the most recent one, which we already talked about it on Friday. We already did talk about it, so I don't want to repeat. But they having a strategic this let me go back to this. I know I don't like repeating myself, but they trying to have this partnership with Fernie Castle Oriental Garden and Castle Exhibition Project. So partnership news is very important. Partnership news is very interesting. It's very good to know. However, it's not as significant as our earnings news. It's not as significant as a contract news. So if we would have seen some type of contract here with these two companies partnershiping, getting together as a company to help the benefit for what is this company again? Uoka, then that would have been awesome. But for the meantime, we're not gonna focus more on fundamentals. So we want to see the short term, and so the short term right here at this moment, we know that demand is there, right? It's more than the average volume, more than the float. All we want to see if it's gonna show up tomorrow, and this lower price is gonna attract more buyers at this lower price, which is a cheaper price, into pushing the price up. Okay, that's what we want to see. Now, if this thing keeps tanking, then there's no need to see it. There's nobody's getting attracted to it, and everything's gonna show on the volume. We were gonna see if the volume picks up very fast with the percentage change on pre-market and market open. We're gonna know that there's interest in this on this stock. Okay. But for now, we're not gonna add it to the list. BRLS is another one that show up on the list. BRLS, if I'm not mistaken. BRLS, yes. So let's go to the Nasdaq, and okay. And as you can see, guys, I mean, the activity, there was a lot of up and down activity here, a lot of channels here. It had good volume though, 78 million, more than the average at 2 million, and more than the float. So there's way more demand than the supply. That's what we like to see. Now we would like to see the news. What was the recent news? It said it had a recent news that on this platform. It said it had on the 29th. It said it had appoint a new director. So they're changing the board, right? They're changing the board. Now I would like to see something else because changing the board is not that significant. Okay, it could be for a good purpose, or for it could be for it's gonna make the company bad. For a bad purpose. Everything depends on what the intentions of the board member on the company. Most of the time, they're gonna say they have good intentions, but we don't know that. And so we don't want to keep diving deep into that. We want to know if what the headline is telling us, if it's something significant or not. And so right here, I don't see no extra new news of this company. So the only recent one is that they appointed a new director. That's not too significant, guys. But it did had a pretty good move here. The way we would have traded this, we see a confirmation pullback here, and if volume was it was there, if there was plenty volume here, way more than a million, more than the criteria that I'm looking for, then I would have executed that way. I would have pointed here the resistance level. This morning I didn't see this stock, so most likely it wasn't at the level that I wanted it to be. So this thing had a pretty good opportunity on these levels here. This red candle here that closed, on these levels. This was not a good confirmation breakout. That's kind of what we look for, the confirmation breakout. And I wouldn't make a decision on the next candle, because I know once I would have seen this red candle close, it wouldn't attract. The only thing that would attract me would have been this green candle here that closed above. It closed strong as a lot of buyers were in control, and then I would have get in here on this next candle. Okay, so this would have been my entry right here. This thing went 8%, awesome, all the way to the highest at 19%, guys. So my criteria for me, for my personal self, I like my profits are between 5% up to 20%. And most likely I would love to get in between 5 and 10%. Okay, anywhere there between those percentages, if I could get that consistently throughout the whole week and till the end of the month, then I will have a good month right there, profit. And that could work over time for several months if you're disciplined, if you know what you're doing, and if you know your numbers. Okay, and so 19% is pretty good, way more than some of these companies that we know that it takes months and it takes years to make 19%. So that was a pretty good opportunity right there. Sometimes, guys, sometimes you miss the opportunity, and it's okay. It's okay to miss an opportunity. Sometimes these type of opportunities that you see here, it could have got very bad. You could have gotten on in there, and it could have went the opposite way, and you could have took a little small loss. Depending on your tolerance. You know, but let's say you missed the whole opportunity. Now the next plan for me, for my strategy, I would love for it to hit the support level and bounce and retest these highs again. Okay, these two candles as well as these other two candles, this is a confirmation pullback. So I add a resistance line on the top level. The top of the wick. These are wicks, guys. Anybody who doesn't know about candles, these lines right here that you see, green, red, these are considered wicks, right? And this square box full of green, these mean that this is the body at which this point right here, from this down area all the way to the top, the buyers were in control. The same thing with this red one. This box right here is the body at which this high point all the way to the bottom, to this bottom area, the sellers were in control. Okay, And so, based on pattern recognition, based on what the level 2, the level 3, or even the level 4, whatever it tells me, which means the level 2 is going to show you, you know, for a short amount of time, it's going to show you where are the wall of sellers, where are the wall of buyers, and you could make a really quick decision, on how to know exactly based on the levels that you mark here, the resistance and the support levels. Based on those levels, then you could, if you're looking at the level 2 and you're looking at the tape, you can see who's in control, whether the buyers or the sellers. And so level 3 is going to show you a big picture, right? It's another software, right? It's going to show you a much bigger picture of price of orders that has been set, right, at a certain price per share. And you can see on the level 3 a huge amount of buyers or sellers at a certain price point, and that right there will give you like a more specific price points at which there's support and resistance levels. Okay, so you can mark your resistance levels or support levels based on what you see on the chart, or you could even do it based on what you see on the level 3 or even on the level 4 as well. Okay, and so, I mean, this is a little bit more advanced, but you have to learn this, because if you don't learn what the tape is, what the level 2 and the level 3 and how these chart works, guys, then you're gonna have a lot of problems trying to get in this on the stocks, to get to invest in the stocks. um I mean, the easiest thing you could do to trade, guys, is to listen to somebody that will tell you, get in this stock, buy and sell. That's the easiest thing you could do, guys. But it's the worst thing that you could do at the same time, because you're not learning anything. You're just trading based on what somebody else said. Okay? You're not knowing if that guy has losses, big losses, and he's trying to recoup his money. So he might be promoting that stock to attract more buyers in order to get to the point where he wants to go ahead and get his money back. I mean, there's many reasons why people do that. You know, it's not only that way, but you wanna the person that you wanna learn from is somebody that's gonna give you the real. It's gonna tell you what are the consequences, what are the opposite of a consequence. What are the benefits here? Either short term, long term, and those are the kind of people you want to go ahead and learn from. It could be, and it doesn't have to be me. Now, if you want to follow me and you want to support me on this journey, then I'm gonna do my best to give you all the necessary tools for you to start on this journey. Okay, which I'm already doing. Okay, and I'm appreciative of everyone that's showing up, and showing support. This is part of what the Rumble is. What Rumble does. We're a great community, very healthy, and we help each other. And so, if you want to learn the right things in the stock and crypto community, then you have to find somebody that is gonna give you the real, and not trying to show you these beautiful things, show you how much money they made, or show you all this flash, and then you get trapped buying a stock and then end up losing. You're like, oh wow, wow, why did I lose? The guy just said buy here, sell here. Why the hell I'm losing? It's because you're making decisions based on what somebody else is telling you. You're not self-sufficient to make decisions on your own based on what you learn of the stocks. Okay, so I know I'm ranting a little bit, but in order for you to learn, I have to give you everything. Okay, and so hopefully I don't overwhelm you guys, but hopefully it was enough for you guys to really get it. And so we do this from Monday to Friday. We show everything the same. We show the same concepts. We show the same criterias. The only thing that changed is the stocks that we're watching. That's the only thing that changed, but everything is almost the same, and I do it purposely, on purpose, so that you guys can really get it. um like, practice makes perfect, and perfect practice makes way more perfect. So hopefully you guys get it. And so let's go ahead and go on to what we were going to talk about. So right here, guys, as you can see, I mean, let's say you missed this move, this big move, you could have waited for a pullback bounce off these support levels. It A support level is not only or a resistance level, right? Like this is a resistance level, and this is a support level, right? And this lines doesn't mean that the resistance level is only this line, guys. It means, thank you, baby. So this means that at this point there could have been a lot of sellers either on the upper channels or the bottom channels holding the price down. Okay, in this case, if we look back, I mean, all this could be considered resistance. Okay, all these channels could be considered resistance, even these top ones too. Even though you don't see a lot of activity, there could be big orders here, holding the price down. Okay, I don't see no much more. There might be much more on the long term, but all these channels are considered either resistance or support levels, depending where the price is located at that specific time. Okay, but in this case, the price is right here in the middle, and now we know that these levels, all this, let me see if I can mark it. All this is considered resistance. All this considered resistance. And there's way more back. There's history way more back. And for the support, all this is considered support. All these channels, see, all these channels consider support. It's not only the line. This is just a guide here. But really, to see it clearly, all these points that I mentioned, all that is part of the lines that I've just talked to you. Okay, so this thing is going up right now, and it's about to test these levels here and the ones in the past as well. Okay, and so if it buys these shares that the sellers want to sell, then the price is going to continue to go up. Okay, and so right now it's above, this price is above the support, this line right here, this VWAP line, and is about to test these resistance levels. And if it breaks those resistance levels, that's good news. Now we could plan for a breakout. You know, we could plan to buy at the breakout or buy here at the bounce to try to capitalize. Once you buy at the bounce, capitalize either halfway of this hop here or at the or near the highs of these levels. That will be a really short-term move, but the profit is consistent. And so that's kind of the little plan you could do right there. I guess this one we could add it to the list. Why am I adding? Hopefully this works. There we go. There we go. We remove that one too. So I have a lot of mess here. Let me remove these circles. But that's kind of how you could understand what supply and demand is, and understand what resistance and support levels are. And yeah, so just remember these lines that you mark, guys, these are not the only resistance level of this specific price. It it's a it's a pretty broad area, diameter, in that area that controls, that the sellers are controlling to push the price down. That they might have their shares at a higher price, and buyers don't want to buy all those shares, so they don't go ahead and put an order. And so what happened with the sellers? There's buyers that will buy at that price, but very small amounts, and so sellers push the price down to try to attract more buyers. So their orders get executed as well. Not only sellers that are taking their profits if they bought at these levels or lower, or maybe previous days, but also sellers that are short selling the stock as well. Okay, so that's a little homework that you guys should do on understanding what supply and demand is, what support and resistance are, how they work, you know. And so that, right, little by little, if you get to do your research and do your homework, eventually you're gonna really understand this, really easy. But it shouldn't be complicated. It shouldn't take you more than 10 years like it did to me. It should be very Very easy to understand, you know. And so let's go ahead and continue, guys. So this thing look like it's about to test a high day. And so what we want to do is we want to formulate a plan and add this to the watch list. And so how we add it to the watch list, let's go back to the document. Hopefully you guys can see the document, right? And so we go down and we write here, we're going to write here the name of the stock, which is BRLS. Oh my God, BRLS. Let's put that in bold, and this one take the bold off, and then we're going to go ahead and run down the criteria that we're looking at. First of all, looking at the chart, this thing is at $1.66, very cheap, so good price. I think I took off the charting. There you go, now you guys can see it. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so good price, right? And so let's keep going down the list, right? We'll check volume. Volume is at 78 million, way more than the average and way more than the float. Pretty good volume, so we add that to the list as well. Good volume. We don't have to add the specific numbers, guys, because it's gonna take us a little bit more time. And the way I set it up, I set it very simple. I just add what is fitting the criteria. Okay. Retrohawk Gaming says, "Yo, Boricua, what's up? Hey, appreciate it for showing up and showing support. Thank you, thank you. Everything is good. Just chilling. I'm a little bit under the weather right now. I feel a little bit better because I think the water and the the tums that I that I ate a little bit. That's what kind of like gave me a little bit of energy. But once I finish this, I'll go and have some dinner because I'm hungry." Or a soup. That's kind of what I want to eat, a soup. Retrohawk Gaming said, "You're welcome. Thank you, thank you." Retrohawk Gaming also is a content creator, guys. So if you guys want to see his content, head over there, show support, hit the like, the share, and follow. If he's streaming right now, go ahead, show some support. Tell him that I sent you, and yeah, guys, show support over there. Richard Hawk said, "Nice. Yes, yes, this is what we do, guys. We show support." And so let's go ahead and continue, guys. So what I write here on the document, guys, is pretty simple. Is, whatever fits the criteria, that's what I write. And I make it very simple. I don't write the numbers or none of that. Sometimes I write what the news is saying. If it's significant, then I say, okay, earnings news or partnership news or whatever there is that is significant. But if it does has a regular news, I just write news. It had news, and that's it. So the next thing to check, right, is the float, which is the supply, right? It had a very low float, right? Not too low, but it's considered a low float. It's below the $10 million 10 million in shares. So it's low float, and so we mark that too. We write that too. So we put low float. And so the next thing after this is we want to know why this thing is going up, right? And so we already see here on January 29 that this company has appointed a new director into their board. That's kind of what we're not gonna put. We're just gonna put recent news, okay? Because it didn't came out today, right? It didn't came out yesterday or the day before. It came out a few days ago. So we're just gonna put recent news here. And I'm not even gonna put that it added it did appointed a director, because that's not significant, guys. Okay, it's not significant. It's good news, but it's not too significant. This thing seems like it's about to break out, and it's not. I don't know if it's already 8 o'clock. It's 7:32, so the market is about to close, and this thing is already closing strong today and the after hours. Okay, so that's why we're writing it down on the criteria here on the watch list, because we don't want to miss anything. Retrohawk says, "I'll be streaming later tonight." Oh, good. That's good to know. So yeah, guys, if you guys want to see, be part of his journey on streaming and everything, go ahead, show support over there later tonight. He'll be streaming, guys. So I appreciate you guys if you go ahead and show support. Um, so go ahead and what do you call that? I forgot what I had it in my mind and I forgot in a minute. But let's go ahead and continue, guys. So we have good price, good volume, low flow, recent news. The next thing to do is check the daily, guys. On the daily, this thing we know that it's not a successful company, not doing good, probably losing a lot of money. Um, However, it has this first green day here, which what I like to trade. I like to trade first green day. I like to trade second green days, guys. And um, yeah, and the third green day, I will trade it if there's opportunity there. If there's not much opportunity, I'm not gonna jump at it. If there's no demand showing, um, I'm not gonna jump at it. A stock can have good news, but if there's not demand and there's no people jumping onto it, there's no reason to invest in something that nobody's looking. You know, if nobody's looking at it, but it has, let's say, let's say that you find a news that says, oh, this stock, this company, cure cancer or something, right? That's significant, right? But nobody jump into the stock, right? You may believe in the company because based on that news, you're like, oh wow, this company out of all the years we finally found cancer, and I believe in it, so I'm gonna go ahead and invest on it. But you're not gonna make profit unless somebody you have more people jumping into it and investing, and it might take years. It might take years to really find it and believe in the stock that whatever product that they have that cure cancer could help in the long run, based on their financials, based on their but that's more fundamental. Okay, but we're all we doing is checking the supply and demand, very short term, checking whatever headlines are very significant, and all that comes together with the volume flow, all that, what the daily is telling me, does it has history of running. So as you can see, guys, I mean, it has these little spikes like this. This is considered history of running. I mean, that it ran one, two, three, four, five, six, seven times, and it had a big spike at the end. That's history of running, you know. And this one too has history of running. I mean, so now we know that this stock has some history of running. So that's pretty good. That's interesting. I don't want to see a stock that's all red, completely all red. There's no green days. There's no history of running. Nothing. I don't want to see that. If I see that, then I'm not even gonna trade it because it's not showing me uh past data that it had made a good run before. Now you might be lucky sometime. You might be lucky and catch a good one, because maybe the company changed direction on their vision and now everything seems like it's working, for them. It's attracting more buyers, it's attracting more investors into the company, and now it's moving on the opposite. I mean, you may see that all the time, well, not all the time, like rarely you may see that, but it's rarely, guys. I wouldn't like put all my eggs in one basket. Okay, and so based on my criteria, just like I show you guys, if I find on the screener a list of stocks, that's what I want to do. The first thing I want to do is focus. If the market is closed, I don't want to focus on the percentage change. I want to focus on the volume. So if it has good volume, good flow, it has relative volume, it has some news, good news. If the chart is showing like it could break out more based on my criteria, then I would take advantage on that. But if the stock is not moving at all, you don't see hardly people trading it, but it has good news, but it doesn't have volume, it doesn't have no good flow, it doesn't have relative volume, then I wouldn't be interested no matter how good the news is. The most important thing is the supply and demand, guys. If you see supply and demand in the stock, that's what you want to focus on. You want to see people that are looking at it the same way I'm looking at it. You want to see more people that are looking at it the same way. They scanning the charts, and they seeing all that same stock. I bet the same thing I'm doing, everybody's doing the same thing. They're looking at the top percent gainers, and they can see the same stock showing up, you know, and that's where, it builds more interest. And if the news is very attracting, then you might see a couple days of this stock moving, you know. But yeah, enough of my enough of my little short track. Let's go ahead and go to the stock again. So appreciate it, guys, for hanging in there for my rants. But yeah, let's go ahead. So recent news, right? The next thing to check is did it had history of running, which it did, and so that's what we're gonna write. Had history of running. Running. Sorry about that, guys. I know I got a little bit short track, sidetrack there. Hopefully we could continue. So the Rumble bot says, "Thanks for the follow, Score. Appreciate it so much." Yeah, guys, this is what we do: stocks and crypto, guys. Very low, very short price, guys, and we try to take advantage of little moves, guys, that will help us on the short run. This is no long term. This is not long-term trading. I don't want to. Me personally, I'm not gonna wait 5 years to get 10% out of a stock. Okay, I want to get 10% now. Okay, and I'm gonna do everything I can to find the stocks that are gonna do that type of move. And so, let's go ahead and continue. So, history of running. Now we have all this criteria, and the next thing we want to check. The next thing we want to do is formulate a plan. As you can see, guys, this thing didn't break out, but it's near the high day, which is about to break out pretty soon. So the plan would be to wait for a breakout. Well, stock is closing strong, so wait for the breakout. And for it to pull back and bounce off support levels. Okay, we already know which ones are the support levels, which is 145 and 174. We're gonna put 174 because it's the most recent one. So 174 and 145. Okay. Oh shit. So this is pretty much it. Very simple, guys. It didn't took me a whole paragraph. Normally, guys, when you're doing this, it will only take you 5 minutes, guys, or less, guys. When you're going through these stocks, when you check the top percent gainers in the morning on pre-market or market open, let's say you want to start scanning stocks, guys, it doesn't take 5 minutes to go through and to analyze this. It's taking me a long time because I'm explaining details here and there, showing you how to scan and everything. It's taking me a lot longer. But when I'm doing this on my own, guys, I only need 2 or 3 stocks every day, or even sometimes only one stock would show up, and it's okay with me as long as I'm taking advantage at least of one stock that has possibility to give me profit. Then that's all I need. I only need per day, guys, I only need 5 to 20%. If it takes me 2 stocks to do that, to accomplish that goal, perfect, awesome. If I'm not looking to make 20% on one stock only, then it might take me 2 or 3 stocks to hit that goal. Maybe try to take 5% out of each stocks. Sometimes it all 3 hit the goal, or sometimes I lose one, but it's a very short percentage, and it's okay. I'm okay with losing 1 or 2 times. It doesn't matter as long as I hit my goal, or I'm nearly hitting my goal, and my profit is percentage is way more than my loss percentage. That's all I care about. Okay. And so, yeah, that's what we're gonna go ahead and continue. See right here, it rejected the breakout. This thing rejected the breakout live, as you can see. I mean, this is a little bit delayed, but we could see a rejection here. So I'm not sure if it's gonna break down off these support levels, but we'll have to see. I'm not gonna spend the whole stream watching this move, but we already formulated a plan and we're gonna stick to it. So um, let's go ahead and go to the next one, guys. Hopefully we don't have too much to look at. Um, Usually I don't focus on the ones that say 1 million because look at here, guys. On this one, SSKN, the supply is way more than the demand. So this one is already automatically disqualified. Okay, we want to see more demand than the supply. We want to see those prices going up. Okay, and it's not only based on supply and demand, it's based on also news and the other criteria that I just mentioned. Okay, it has pretty good relative value. All of them have pretty good relative value. The one that has the most relative volume is BRLS, the one that I just mentioned. You know, that's a pretty outstanding move, guys. This thing right here, it went 148%, guys. So this is the power of these stocks, guys. If you learn this and learn, you know, probably not through me, maybe through somebody else, you learn how to trade, day trade. But at least I could do the job of showing you guys how to find them and how to, understand a little bit about the candlesticks. But if I'm part of your journey, if you're learning through me and I'm part of that journey, then feel free to ask questions, and yeah, I'll do my best to guide you to the right direction. Okay, but this thing made more than 100%, and these are the kind of stocks that show up every day, guys. Maybe not the same percentage, maybe 80% or 70% or even sometimes 50%, depending how hot the market is at the day. But still, it's still good. It's still good as long as the patterns show up. These patterns show up, then that's all we care for. Okay, sometimes it doesn't show up this way, sometimes it show up a little bit more clear, sometimes it show up 10 times worse. It's like all stick together, or sometimes you see stocks that are like like this right here. You can't see shit here. Excuse my language. You can't see nothing here. I mean, how can I make a decision looking at the charts if I'm just looking at lines here? I don't know how to. I don't know where the hell the trend is gonna go looking at this stuff. That's why you have to understand candlesticks. Right here you see there's a lot more demand in the stock compared to a couple of days ago. There's way more demand, more buying and selling, and based on news, based on hype too. Maybe this news right here that appoint a new director, maybe that's not the news that that made this move. Maybe through social media there's people promoting the stock, there's people even hyping the stock. Oh, buy, sell, 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 and everybody else is just following up. So you know not only the news that you see here on these platforms or Finviz or Yahoo Finance is not the only thing that makes the price react. Okay, there's many things behind it, and you have to check every single thing, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. So this thing looked like it broke down these levels, but remember, this support is not this line right here is not the only support level. It's all this right here. It's all this right here, all these candles together holding the price. Okay, so we might see a bounce, or if it breaks down convincingly, then these were weak. That means these were weak support levels. Okay, and now if it does break convincingly, now the next support level they got that this stock has to deal with is all this together, all these prices together, and all these, and the ones in the past as well. Okay, but for now, let's go ahead and go to the next stock, guys. We already look at this one. So MNTS seems like it didn't do much today. So MNTS, Is another one. So momentous. I mean, it had a good spike here, guys. It had a pretty good spike from here to here at 48%, guys. That little candle, 5 in 5 minutes, it went from from these levels all the way to, to nine, from $6 to $9 at a 48%. Very hard to catch, guys. Very hard. Probably at the 1 minute you could have seen a little bit clearly. So remember, we're looking at the charts based on time frames. Okay, there's the daily chart. You can see the 4 hour chart. You can see the 1 hour chart, the 15 minutes. I mean, there's many different time frames, and you gotta pick what works for you, guys. Okay, you gotta pick for what works for you, and you cannot just because somebody else is having success with it doesn't mean that you're also gonna have success with it. You know, um, the majority of day traders, guys, they even trade 1 minute or even lower than that, guys, and that's a little bit more zoomed in, right? You're looking at it more zoomed in, but me, I like to see a little bit more clear. I like to see the candles a little bit more clear. So this is my personal preference, 5 minutes. But if you want, you could do the 1 minute. I mean, you could see a lot more clear inside. Well, not more clear, but like more zoomed in. And if you see opportunities here, I don't see an opportunity here right here for my type of strategy. But if based on your strategy, whatever works for you, if you see an opportunity, then you could have capitalized there. These are some support levels here. These are support. This level right here is support. Okay. And so based on these levels, you could have took advantage too. See this thing bounce? I mean, there was not a lot of demand, but you could have took the bounce right there and got in somewhere around here for a 3%. And it went as high as 7%. A little bit too risky because there's not a lot of buying and selling pressure. But you could have took advantage of these little bounces. Now this one you couldn't tell, because right now there's no information here showing me the demand of the supply. Only this mark here, but everything depends what works for you at the end of the day. But yeah, for my type of strategy, I couldn't find no move here for my type of strategy, and it closed way below the VWAP line. It's very far from the highs of today, and it seems like it's just caving down. So this one is not going to be on the list. And this thing had what was the news here? Momentous partners with NASA. This is NASA guy. I mean, everybody knows what NASA company is. Everybody knows who's NASA. Okay, this is very significant news, guys. Very significant. However, the price didn't react it how it's supposed to react. Well, at the end of the day, everything depends who's looking at it at a specific time, and who's investing in it at the end of the day. I mean, maybe some guys here took advantage of this move because there's a lot of buying pressure here. Okay, some people did took advantage of this. Okay, but everybody has a different preference trading. Me, it's not gonna work with my type of strategy. Okay. But this is significant news, guys. Momentous partners with NASA for in-orbit servicing space operations. And so that's pretty significant, guys. Very significant. Commercial space firm Momentous jumps on partnership with NASA. Wow. If I was a fundamental analyst, then I would have been looking at the financials and everything, seeing if this thing has some type of momentum to make more money, and if it has dividends too at the same time, maybe you could take advantage of that. But I don't focus on fundamental analysis. I focus on what's short term, which is day trading, and based on supply and demand, based on what the news is telling me, and if the price reacts to the good news, then that's kind of what I take focus on. Okay, but in this case, yeah, this thing failed. So let's check another one here. ABP, 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 ABP Holdings. So it's a holding company, right? And this thing had a pretty good run, guys. After hours, it didn't show on the scanners. With a lot of volume, demand here on at the open, but after hours, it did a great job here. Why it did show up? That's what we want to see. So somebody 6 days ago on the board resignate. That means they quit. Somebody in the board quit. Let's see what the hell is going on with this stock. So January 15, ABP Pro lead program. ABP, this is a biotech. So when a biotech, they have 3 phases, right? To test the product that they have. And so based on the phase, they could get they could get approved by either the SDA or whatever company that they're trying to get approved from. They have to be in compliance not only with the NASDAQ, but with also these other companies, okay, to continue to do their testing and whatever else that they're trying to do. Normally these type of companies, they promote a lot. They have presentations and after presentations of their product, and they try to like put this up way on the sky. Oh, it's gonna cure cancer or whatever. It's gonna help with respiratory problems, and it probably does. Who knows? Based on the tests, on the tests that they do, on the phases, you might see some improvement because they might use either humans as a testing mechanism, or they could use animals, depending, whatever way of testing that they use. So who knows? But in this case, guys, it's just it say here they featured a presentation on January 15, guys, which is an annual a conference that it's already been for 44 years at this Morgan Health, JP Morgan Health conference. Okay, so they're about to give them a quote. They already did, because it was on the 15th January. We're already in February, guys. So we're not gonna read what they show and everything. All this is pretty much promoting their company and trying to get more investors into investing into this stock. Okay. So not much. It's okay news, but this one right here, this 6 days ago, holding announces board resignation. That's not good news, guys. Okay, when somebody leaves the board, there's many reasons why they leave the board, but that's not good news, guys. Okay. So right here, as you can see, guys, I don't trade after hours, but I can mark the resistance lines and the support levels. Right here, as you can see, you see these two candles together. That could be considered a confirmation pullback, as well as this one, but this one is a smaller one. I can see more clearly a space here on this little triangle. You see? On here as well, there's some space. You see the space, and you see a confirmation pullback right there. So I can mark this high area here, and there's another confirmation pullback here. So there's a lot of support right here. That this is all these right here consider support. So, and this right here, this top part is more of a resistance level. Okay. Resna, looks like Bitcoin may have stabilized and likely a good opportunity. Good. I gotta look at it once I finish with these stocks. Squig 1618, hi mate. Do you do any TA for Australian stocks? I don't do a technical analysis on the Australian stocks, but I could look at some and determine whether there's a good opportunity based on supply and demand. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where the stock comes from, as long as there's some supply and demand. There's news, hyping, trying to what do you call that? Attract more buyers and sellers into the stock. That's kind of what we're looking for. Okay, and if the float is very low compared to the volume, and if the chart is reacting based on the news and the rest of the demand, then that's kind of what we're looking for. Squig 1618 says, Resnum, I caught a falling knife at 61,000 for a SMSF. So not super worried about entry price. Agreed, a good time to DCA in lower lows possible. Though so no longs unless on short time frames. Good analysis there. So yeah, I'm gonna look at the Bitcoin in a couple minutes, guys. So bear with me. But this stock right here, guys, it seems like it has opportunity. I mean, it's above the VWAP level, right? And it seems like it's about to break out once more off these highs here. So this right here is considered a high day. Even though it doesn't have a confirmation pullback. This is the highest point at which the price went throughout this whole entire session right here on after hours. Okay, so that high needs to be marked. Okay, but all this is pretty good. So there's a lot of support levels here holding the price up, so we might see a breakout pretty soon, unless it goes down. If it breaks down, then it has to deal with the supply level here, okay, which is pretty strong, because it had tested once. Look, it had tested one time here, failed, tested another time here, failed, and it hasn't looked back yet. So we might see something going on here. And for short term, we could mark here these lower levels here, just for short term. So that's kind of, these levels right here is a little bit more advanced. It takes you a little bit of time to understand, but it's not hard. Okay, usually I take the lower lows, right, of the previous day, and I compare it to the, and I mark a line of the lower low of the current day, and that right there gives me a pretty much guesstimate of where the bounces are coming from. Now right here, I couldn't mark this lower low versus this lower low here. I mean, it would have been an uptrending. Yeah, I couldn't see anything right there, but this one is pretty good, very short term. And so that right there, we could tell a little bit guide on where everything's gonna go at the end of the day. Resnum with the wine cup. Sorry about that. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support, Resnum. I appreciate it very much. So you guys could see, go ahead and show support to Resnum, guys. Another content creator, guys. If you guys could go ahead and show support to Resnum. Very good content creator, guys. Let's go ahead and continue, guys. So ABP, we're gonna go ahead and add it to the list. ABP. This thing had a good price. I mean, right now it seems like it's at 286, so it's pretty good price. So good price. Oh shit, good price. Right, volume. We'll see at the volume right now. Where's the volume? Is at 14 million, right? It's still more than the average. And the float as well. The float is very low float. So pretty good volume. Not too much more. I mean, it's not at more than what I would love to see it, but it's still good volume. It could pick up. So let's go ahead and check. Let's see. Good volume. Low float. Low float. And news. Let's check news, guys. Squigs 1618 say, Resnum, what content do you create? So Resnum, right? He does I mean, he does a little bit of mechanic. I mean, most of his videos that I've seen, I mean, he fixes motorcycles, cars. I mean, he does a lot of stuff there. So that's kind of part of his content that he creates. Very interesting. So go ahead and show support to Resnum. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue. So low float, we're gonna go ahead and check out news. Let's check out the news. Wait a minute, where's the? There we go. Okay. So as you can see there, I mean, there was a resignation 6 days ago. Not good news. However, it did have news. I'm not sure if people are hyping it up right now. But we're just gonna put here had news. Had recent news. Okay, we're not gonna add why, but well, that's all we care about. And then we're gonna go to the daily chart. Okay. Squig 1618 says nice. I will follow Resnum. I am a KTM guy. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead, show support. Follow him. Yeah. If he's not here right now, just tell him that I sent you. Yeah. That's kind of the love and support that we have in this community. We help each other out. We follow each other. If you're a content creator as well, I'll do my best to show support on your channel. And yeah, this is what we do. We grow all together in this community. That's why Rumble is very healthy, is doing good, and hopefully it could be as much as great as YouTube and other platforms out there. Okay. And so let's go ahead. Let's see what we kind of lost my train of thought for a minute, but uh, so ABP, good news. Good. Okay, so the next thing to do is go on the daily chart, right? Daily chart, trash, right? However, I mean, it has a couple earnings. It has splits. That's why you see this 300, 100. I mean, this doesn't mean that it started at 380 and now it's going down. No, it probably started very low areas. But the reason why you see these big numbers is because there was stock splits happening, right? This is one. It only shows here one. But overall, the stock is not good. What I like to focus is what is the history, what have it had ran before, okay? And that's the most important thing. This one, it shows here that it ran for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 days. Okay, 6 days actually. So it ran 6 days, so that's pretty good. That's all I want to see. At least 1 or 2. I mean, this spike 1 day here, so it does have some history. This ran for a couple days and it spiked at that last, red. It ended up red, but it spiked. So it did ran a couple days here and there. So it does have some history. All I don't want to see is this. I don't want to see only red. That's what I don't want to see. Okay, if I see a whole entire stock data all red like this, I don't want to see that, because it's not. It didn't show me that it had, it had life in it. At least for a short period of time. Okay. So we'll put here on the notes that it had history of running. However, overall trend, no good. Okay. So we got that together. So whatever fits the criteria, that's what I'm gonna add here. I mean, we're not adding the relative volume, because this is volume, flow. This is kind of the most important things in news. Based on volume and flow, you can see the supply and demand. Based on the news is pretty much the reason why this thing is going up. Maybe they had a good earnings news, maybe a good contract news, maybe a partnership news, or anything else. Maybe big investors investing into the company, stuff like that. Which I've already repeated many times in other streams. But anybody who's watching new, this is kind of what we have right now. Okay, what we use to kind of like list our criteria, our watch list. Okay. And so had history of running, however, overall trend no good, right? Plan. Now we formulate a plan after this. And we're gonna go to the 5 minute, which is what I like to see. And right now, as you can see, guys, this thing had a good run in the after hours. Good run in after hours. Above, still above VWAP. VWAP. Looking for possible breakout or breakout and bounce off support levels. So that's kind of what I'm planning to do, to wait for. And so that's pretty much it. Now when we're doing you know when we're doing a watch list, guys, you don't have to go ahead and you could analyze all the stocks that you have listed. Maybe there's opportunity, but you don't want to go ahead and list 5, 10 stocks. You don't want to go ahead and list 20 stocks in this note, because guess what? Now you just put yourself responsible of looking at every single one of them for an opportunity. Okay, you might be watching all of them at the same time, but when it comes to execute, you might lose all of your opportunity on most of them, because these move very fast, and if you're not focused on one or two at least, then you're gonna miss most of the opportunity, on all of them that you were watching. So I rather, if it's up to me, I'd rather focus on one or two, and I'll focus on a third one if I have the time. Okay. Squick 1618 say, if possible, increase your resolution to 1080. I can't read much trading view at that resolution. I have followed and I don't day trade though, so not sure I would get a ton from the content. No worries, no worries. Thank you for passing by and showing support. And yeah, I will look into increasing the resolution. I have it at 720, and the reason I have it purposely there, and it's for all those that check on their phones that may not have good internet connection or anything like that. And if they put if I had it a higher resolution, it's only gonna the people that gonna watch it are those that have good connection and stuff like that. I don't want nobody to be having the stream buffering a lot. And so that's why I had to decrease the resolution. Resnam says, yeah, doing a variety of projects, from custom resto mod of a '94 Honda VFR, custom Harley audio design, and 3D printing custom mounts for a Hayabusa, and more. Wow, incredible! Thank you, thank you. I mean, yeah, guys, whoever's loves, uh, you know, other creators building, stuff, or fixing, doing mechanic work or anything like that, that would, that's awesome. So go ahead, show support to Resnam Hernandez, Wepa, my man. Hernandez say, appreciate it. Thank you for showing support, coming by and passing by over here. HRY, bro, hurry, bro. And I say, hey, Restam, good to see you. Okay, good. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue, guys. We're about to do the stocks, the crypto really soon. Let's go ahead and see what else we got listed. This one went up pretty good, but however, look at the price that it was at. It started right around upper 70 cents, all the way to like 110, $1.10. I don't trade anything under $1. And so IFBD, let's see IFBD really fast, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I would trade. I will add this to the list. Yeah, as you can see, there's hardly no demand there. 2 million demand. compared to the average. I mean, it's a little bit more than the average, but I wouldn't focus on that much. The flow is way higher than the volume. Resnum says Boricua 24. Yeah, you can up your output video quality as both Rumble and viewers will downscale their video if needed. Ooh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I think I had to, because normally sometimes, back in the day when I was looking at videos on YouTube or anything like that, if I put it like a really high resolution, I get this buffering, and it's because it's I mean, I don't know I'm not a too of an expert of technology like that, but I believe that by lowering down the resolution, it kind of like help those that have problems looking at the higher resolutions will get benefit with the resolution that I had. But yeah, thank you for letting me know. So I guess I'm gonna change it then. So yeah, you can up your, yeah, that's exactly what I read. Um how are you? Oh, that's what it means, HAY. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell? I'm like, what the hell? Everything's good. The reason why you hear me a little bit flunky right there is because I'm under the weather. I woke up really bad this morning, and I barely had no sleep. I mean, I'm trying to recover and get my energy back. But yesterday, I mean, I got hit like if somebody dropped a rock on top of my myself, and so but I'm okay. I mean, I'm alive. And so, oh, okay, yeah, that seems good too. Yeah, LAN cable. Okay, cool. 1080p upload really depends on your quality of your internet speed, but use wired over Wi-Fi. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I'll make those adjustments today. I'll set it up, all that stuff. Hopefully it doesn't mess up. I mean, hopefully everybody didn't have bad experience with the rest of the streams. But I'm gonna go ahead and make those adjustments. Um, and then look at the stream eventually. As we make the adjustments, not today, but tomorrow, most likely. But today I'll do the adjustments for tomorrow. But let's go ahead and continue, guys. So IFBD, no good volume. This one's 1-in-1 volume. Yeah, these are, I'm not gonna go ahead and check them. So this is pretty much all we got, guys. Let me see, looking for possible breakout. So these are the two that we have listed. Another one too that I would have loved to keep a watch was the UOKA, which had a great move today. But it failed on the end. It just failed. So, but it's okay. I'll uh every day, just like I said, every day there's opportunities, guys, and that's what you have to be focused on. Squix 1618 says, "Love that you're taking the feedback on board. I am enjoying your stream. Thank you so much. Thank you." Thank you. Also, Hernandez 2787 has great content. For those that don't know Hernandez 2787, he was pretty much the main reason. And I know I repeat myself like a million times, but I thank him for giving me the spark to start off on my journey here of streaming, because back in the day I would stream here and there on YouTube, just video games, just when I was a lot younger, and I didn't know where I was going, but I stopped at one point. And when I got involved into Rumble, looking at different content, I found out Hernandez, and he had pretty good content. Anybody who loves watching uh people that talk to the community as well, and play good video games. Yeah, Hernandez was is that's what he does. He helps the community. He's a part of the community as well. I mean, he's not like a regular streamer out there that doesn't talk to the community and to the chat or anything like that. He's very social, and he got a pretty good following as well, and he attracts a lot of people into his channel. So yeah, if you guys can go ahead and go to his channel, hit the like, and the follow, and share his content. That would be awesome. Great guy, great family man. He also He also is active in the service as well. So if you support the service and what the country, what the U.S. Is doing to protect the country, then yeah, Hernandez is also part of the service as well. So yeah, thank him for the service that he's doing to protect the country. And so yeah, guys, go ahead, show support to Hernandez channel. And yeah, let's go ahead and continue, guys. So we're jumping now to crypto. Finally, guys, finally. I know it took me a little bit because I was ranting here and there, but finally we could jump to the crypto. And crypto, let's go ahead and write a date, today's date, because I don't think we have anything written down. So today's the 9th, if I'm not mistaken, the 2026, and it's already 5:19 p.m. And this is Pacific time, guys, just in case. And so before we check psyop anime, right, we're gonna go ahead and check a Bitcoin, guys, because Bitcoin is the big guy. It's kind of like stocks. When you're checking before you check all your stock or anything that you're scanning, you want to see how the overall trend of the stock of the market is doing. Okay, how healthy the economy is. Okay, and so a lot of small companies pretty much follow the big guy. And so in crypto, Bitcoin is the big guy. Okay, and so all these little small cryptos, they follow what the big guy, no, not all of them, but a great quantity follow what Bitcoin is doing, whether it's healthy or whether it's weak. They kind of go hand in hand. And so let's go ahead and check Bitcoin, see the health, where the health is, where the trend is going. And so BTC on TradingView, and so crypto, and we're gonna use this one by TradingView, crypto.com, right? And so as you can see here, let's go to daily chart. Let's go to the daily. And so as you can see, guys, I have marked here support resistance levels. I mean, based on pattern recognition, we already know that this is a head and shoulders. So we have this is the shoulder, this is the head, and this is the other shoulder, right? And if you could see me, I mean, a day trader like me, I like to see the pattern. So based on what the past is telling us, it could also happen in the future as well. Okay, not similar, like the same, but sometimes it happens a great majority of the times it happens almost the same. Okay, and if you see here, on 2021 2021 all the way to 2022, you can see a head and shoulders here, right? What happened here? This is a shoulder, this is a head, and this is another shoulder. And it did almost the similar move as the current pattern. Okay, and so it dropped and then it went up, right? It just like it's doing right now, right? Right now it looks like it's going up, right? And it needs to bounce with these resistance levels here. It needs to deal with these resistance levels, which is, it's not only the line, is these channels here. Okay, it's that same thing with these other channels as well. Part of well, this one is not part of the resistance, this one is part of the support. Same thing with this one. There's half and half resistance, half and half support. So, but it's doing almost the same move, guys. So what I would love to see, guys, I would love to see a bounce off the resistance and come down again and bounce off these uptrending support levels, and kind of do a channel all the way again and test it at least twice, have at least 2 points of contact, and then after that make another drop and bounce off for it to go ahead and take off. Maybe it'll bounce one time and go on the first run, but it's a little bit difficult because you got all this overhead resistance that it has to deal with. Okay, Hernandez say, if you see my post on X, share your Rumble link in it. Almost everyone follows each other. Awesome. I'll check it up once the stream ends. Thank you, Hernandez. Gracias. So also on this channel, guys, we speak Spanish and English, and we support each other. However, I mean, so if you speak only Spanish, feel free to show support, and yeah, uh, ask any question that you want on Spanish. I'll do my best to help you out. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. So the overall trend, guys, overall, everything together is still a healthy crypto, guys. It's still healthy. It's moving on the uptrend. This thing is only temporary. Now, we don't know exactly where it's gonna bounce. However, everything that you see here on purple, this is all resistance, support levels. Okay, this is all the support pressure, and right now you see part of the support is having trouble. It's having trouble going lower than these levels, and it's consolidating on a short period. It's consolidating on these levels, but I believe it has one more drop before it takes off, and so we I would like to see at least two drops, but if in one drop it takes off, then that's good. It anyways, I mean, all these levels are good areas of I can't tell you guys where to buy, but these are good areas to take advantage. Okay. Squig 1618 says good analysis on BTC. I expect capitulation around October. However, U.S. politics might mess that up with a rally that knocks out resistance and fucks up long-term trends. That could happen too. Yeah. So based on events, right, in the world, or based on any type of news, these cryptos might react, based on that. So that's how stocks work, and there's plenty demand, guys. There's plenty demand. So this is the overall trend of the crypto and in the market for the crypto. You can see here, I mean, the trading volume 24 hours is 50 billion. Okay, so there's plenty of demand, compared to the supply. The supply only has 19 million, so that's pretty good to know. And right now the market cap is at 1 trillion point 40. I believe it's gonna go way it's gonna succeed that. It's gonna be way higher than that. This is only the beginning. So even though we know that crypto is not old, but it's not too new. Okay, so it's still coming up, and there's a lot of opportunities, and this thing is gonna keep on running. Okay, it has a lot of history right now. So this is kind of my analysis. I believe it's gonna go now. It's gonna turn around. It's gonna take a couple months, guys. This is not gonna flip in one day. Okay, it's gonna take the same amount of months that it took for this to go from 16 all the way to 125. It might take around those, or half of that, to make that kind of move. Okay, so don't feel like like the crypto market is gonna disappear. This thing is here to stay. So that's pretty much everything for the Bitcoin. So good analysis. So I mean, all the little cryptos, they're gonna follow the big guys. So right now it's consolidating. It's in a really short term uptrend. It's very short term in this 5 day period here. So we'll look at that. We'll now go ahead and scan for the small crypto, right? And these are risky, guys. And if you don't understand how to acquire, how to swap your cash for the crypto coins that you need in order to trade whatever crypto that you're trying to invest in, then you have to do your homework. Okay, because it's a lot more steps than just acquiring the steps that you have to make to acquire stocks. Okay, it takes a lot more steps, and you have to find a reliable platform to trade these. And yeah, it's gonna take you a little bit of time, but it's not hard. It's not hard that you cannot do. Yes, you could do this, and yes, there's plenty of opportunity. You just gotta put in effort and time to understand crypto. Okay, because if you really wanted it, like if if you didn't care about the analysis and you just wanted to buy whatever crypto just because everybody's just hyping it up and talking about it, then all you could do is go to whatever app that is promoting crypto and go ahead and put money on the crypto that everybody's talking about. And that's pretty much it. But you don't know if the thing is gonna keep going up or if it's gonna go down or if it's a good time to trade it or not. You know, I mean, if you don't know nothing about crypto, then you're in some serious problem if you're trying to invest and trying to earn some good cash on crypto. Okay, you have to do your due diligence and understand everything. But for the meantime, enough of me talking. I'm gonna show you guys how to filter uh, based on three criterias that I use on this website to find the little smaller movers. Okay. Well, they're big movers, but they're smaller stocks in terms of market cap. Okay, and Coin Market Cap here, right, is one of the websites out of thousands of websites out there that you could use to find moving cryptos, at whatever price that you're trying to, whatever fits you at the end of the day. Okay, whatever you can afford. And so I use market cap, coin market cap, very basic to find, very easy. Right here, this is the filter tab right here. Just press the filter tab, and right here you see this box right here. We're gonna only focus on three things. We're gonna focus on the market cap. We're gonna focus on percentage change, which is right here is the price change 24 hours, and we also gonna focus on the demand, which is 24-hour volume. Okay, so right here we're gonna input instead of we still gonna have in mind that we want to see anything below 300 million market cap, but for crypto we want to go a lot smaller. In this case we want to find a range of 1 million, right, market cap, and no more than 10 million. Okay, and percentage change, just like I said, I want to focus on 20, more than 20%, but in this case we're going to add as low as 10%, no more than 500%. Okay, and on demand we want to focus on more than a million, right, more than a million and no more than 100 million. Okay, and this is my personal criteria, guys. Squid 1618 says, I have to run, I'll be back, thanks, Meg. No problem, no problem. Remember, any questions that you like to add, remember, like even so you don't do fundamental analysis, it's always good to learn something new. The same thing with me, I'm willing to learn fundamental analysis a little bit more, even though I know a big chunk of it, but I don't use it to do my type of trading, which is day trading. Okay, but if you want to know who does fundamental analysis, B Money is a great content creator that I would recommend you to follow and know more. A great guy, great family man. I mean, he focused on fundamental analysis on not only stocks, also crypto. I mean, he does a lot of stuff, a lot of broad stuff. So I would recommend B Money. Let me see if I could write his name down there. B dash Money. Okay. So if you put that on the search on Rumble, you can find him easily. I think he has two channels. One is his personal one, and another one is his actual main one that he uses. Okay. So you can follow him and show support unless you already do follow him. So yeah, he does really good on his content. So go ahead, show support over there. And let's go ahead and continue. Hopefully I didn't. Okay, there we go. And so after you input the criteria, guys, all you have to do is hit the apply button. And now instead of a bunch of pages, 100 or whatever amount of pages, you only have one page, guys, and now you have 16 to analyze, right? Most of them you're not going to analyze because they don't fit your criteria based on the volume. Okay, Squid 16 Squigs 1618 with the thumbs up. Thank you for showing support. Thank you for passing by and yes, supporting the channel. Feel free to come by anytime that you want. And if you're creating content, don't forget to hit me up so I can show support over there and follow you and everything like that. Okay, so thank you and have a good one. Be safe out there if you're driving. And so let's go ahead and continue, guys. So 24 percent change. That's what we want to focus on from high to lowest, right? And right here we have a good amount here. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 7 or 8 crypto. Not bad, not bad. They're cheap, very cheap to acquire. Now what we want to focus on is how much how much interest people are on them. As you can see here, this thing only traded 2 million volume. Not much. Let me see if I can see here on a short term trading view. And as you can see, I mean, it had a pretty big move here. Let's see if we can see a little bit more on the trading view. Wojak. And so I guess this one maybe Wojak US. Another way to find them on TradingView, if you have issues finding them, go to markets, see where is it getting traded the most. Okay, in this case it's USDT, Wojak USDT. You can see here that it's trading at this 78% actually. So that's one way to know where is it getting. You don't want to go ahead and after you found this opportunity, you don't want to go ahead and trade at something like this right here. Poloniex at Wojak USDT when it's trading only $48, of volume. Okay, this is not much, and most likely you're gonna be the only one trading at this platform. Okay, so you gotta be careful, and BVOX is the one that you gotta flip your cash into, and in order to acquire this guy right here on USDT. Okay, and so that's one way. And let's see on TradingView. So USDT. Hold on a second. Wojak USDT. Why did that was weird. Why is not showing? Oh, there we go. Weird. Wojak USDT. So yeah, I'm having a little issue trying to find this one. I don't want to do this one Poloniex because ain't nobody trading this thing over here. You see what I'm talking about? Okay. Let's check this one. Maybe no. Nope. Am I writing it right? Yeah. The hell? Yeah, I guess this one is not working. This one is not working properly, but hopefully you guys could check it on I mean, there's many platforms out there. I won't spend too much time on it. If I seem like I'm wasting too much time on one stock, I can just move to the next one. And first of all, probably I'm not even gonna analyze this one because look at this right here, these long wicks like this. This is not where the price was at one point. This is a little small glitch. Normally it doesn't do these type of moves like this. So you gotta be careful what you're watching. You don't want to be stuck on a stock. But these trends right here are pretty. This is what we want to watch. These trends like this. But for this one, it seems like we don't. I mean, it's not. We're not finding nothing right now. So OWL is another one, trading at 57 million volume. So OWL, Owito Finance. So let's check that one better. Owito Finance, right here. Hold on a sec. 5 minutes. There we go. Now we got it. Now we got it right. I was worried. I was worried. Maybe the other one was also was good, but I had it in the daily chart like an idiot. But it's okay. So right here, as you can see, yesterday had a pretty good move on Sunday, and today it seems like it's having another run, but I'm a little worried about this being too extended on the upside. But I mean, it seems like there's more to it. There's more opportunity. I mean, this right here, if you would have took advantage on Sunday, these are the resistance lines right here, which became support once it got broken. Here's another resistance line here on this one. And I mean, you could have took advantage here on this little one right here. This thing went from 7%, right? You could have took 5 out of 7% right there, took advantage of that, and then this thing just broke out massively after this little channel here of consolidation. So you could have took on this move, this whole move right here in 2 hours, this thing did 67%. Okay, so you could have took advantage of that right there. And so on this move as well, I mean, it bounced several times on the support level, so you could have took advantage. However, I mean, at the end of the day, there was 2 ways here. If you would have gone on the long side, on the going long, I mean, you could have traded breakouts or you could have traded bounces. Okay, and so these were good opportunities right here. It's over VWAP, and it continued on the next day. This had a consolidation pullback right there, as you can see, and this other one too. The highest level, I mean, they had 2 high levels here. I mean, you're gonna put those 2 lines there. I mean, good moves here. I wouldn't be surprised if it continues to go up. So I'm gonna add this to the list, OWL. And take the bold. Great move yesterday. Has a lot of volume, has good volume. Price action, reacting positive. Then for it to break out or break out, bounce off support. Very short term. And so that's pretty much it, guys. Now, I don't like right now on the streams, guys, I don't focus on breaking down, which I'm normally supposed to like break down the volume, break down the supply, break down what is the reason why it's moving, which is the news, check the news. I'm not doing that right now, and it's because it's gonna take me another 2 hours to explain this to you guys, and I don't want to like flood too much information on you guys. Eventually I'm gonna go ahead and like do all this in the future, when I have more structure on my presentation. But this is something that you have to do your homework. This is not the only thing that you should be doing when you're looking at crypto. You should be checking the volume, the supply, the news, the price action, the daily chart, see the overall trend of the stock of the crypto. Check who's the owner, if the company that the company of the crypto is legitimate as well. Very important. Remember, there's plenty of scammers out there with crypto crypto companies that just swallow money from anybody that it's throwing money at them, and then at the end of the day they don't give nothing back. And so you have to be careful what you're looking at and how you're analyzing everything. Okay. And so I know we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. I'm probably gonna add another one, and I'm gonna analyze Sayo anime, so I could keep the video a little bit shorter. But that one, OWL, really good one. Let me see if I can find another one here. Pretty interesting. This one is trading at 1 million, and I don't know if this one is too interesting right now. Oh wow, look at this. Wow, never mind. Never mind. NRN. Is it NRN? NRN. Yep. NRN and True Crypto. So as you can see, wow, look at this guy. This been running since Saturday, guys. I mean, we missed a lot of opportunity here. I mean, I was more focused on the Super Bowl, but look at what it did, guys. Look at that. It broke out immense. I mean, what amazing crypto, guys. What an amazing. This is why I love cryptos and stocks, guys. Why I like low price on both, because these are the type of moves you could be making, guys. Look at that, 451% in 2 days, guys. You know how much it takes for the bigger companies to make 451%, guys? And most of the time in our lifetime, if we're investing on other companies, bigger companies, guys, I mean, they won't even be making this percentage in our lifetime. But this company right here, very low price, very cheap price, made it in 2 days. Okay, so if you're like me, which I want my money now, like like if you go with that mentality, like, I don't want to wait 40 years to get this kind of money, I want to get it now, then this is kind of what you have available here to do your research, to learn, and take advantage. So pretty good move. For a continuation, I mean, right now it's still holding way higher than half of its gains, so that's pretty positive. I would love for it to keep running, testing these high days here. So for a third day, not sure if I would pay attention to it right now. I would have loved to take an advantage of this of today right here at the open. If it was me trading it, if I would have find this stock right here, I would have took advantage here on this move. These are the resistance levels, and it broke off here. I mean, you could have took advantage of these levels here. So this is the breakout, confirmation breakout. You could have took advantage here. I mean, this thing went from, I could have took profits here, but this thing went all the way. It did 80% on this in 1 hour, guys. 1 hour. Okay, that's the power. I mean, this thing, you got another opportunity here. Confirmation breakout. Got in this candle. In 5 minutes it did 24%, and it went as high as 35% in 45 minutes. So these are the opportunities, and let's say you missed the opportunity here and you're trying to catch the bounce off the support levels. No problem, you could have got in here easily on either this move for 6%, right, or either on this other move here at it went up to 16% on this move, and as high as 21%. So man, I'm just pointing out all the opportunities you could be making on these type of stocks here. You just gotta know what you're looking at. A lot of opportunities, guys. You gotta do your research, and eventually, once you get everything packed up and you understand how stocks work, you shouldn't have problem finding what you need to find. So NRN, I'm just gonna write it down just as one to watch. NRN. Looking for for it to test today high of day. Okay, just gonna write that only, but it takes a lot, to formulate almost the same as the stocks, guys. You have to look at the volume, look at the supply, look at the news, look at the price action through the daily or the 5-minute chart, and then formulate a plan. And then you should be done writing a plan here. It shouldn't, right here, what I'm writing here, this is just, not being lazy, but like, I don't want to spend another 2 hours explaining a little bit more of this when I already did on the stocks. So you use the same use the same concepts of the stocks to analyze the crypto, guys. Okay. My main purpose here on Rumble, guys, is to show you guys how to find the stocks and how to formulate a plan. I mean, like, not formulate a plan, but like show you guys how to make a watch list, how to look at the chart, how to understand a little bit the candlesticks. And eventually, I mean, you, by learning this and doing your research and, and stuff like that, you could get what I'm saying, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna focus on another one. I'm kind of curious on this one right here, this 19 million. No, wait, no, this 21 million right here. Elon. Elon, like Elon Musk. Elon Gemini is trading it. Hold on a second, guys. Let's check Elon really quick. So Elon is doing good, very good too. In the markets are Binance, MEC, Binance Alpha. But the one that is trading the most is Bybit. But we'll see what we could see here on Gemini, maybe, or USD. Let me see, USDC. USDT. Ethereum USDT. Let's check this one. Nope. I knew it. Oh, there we go. Found it. Perfect. 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 So as you can see, guys, this thing has been consolidating for quite a while. And right now it seems like it's just putting its head above the water. I mean, right now, I would have been attracted to it if, let me see. Yeah, this thing, unless the volume show up, I mean, if on Saturday, it could have, if it did show up on the charting, I would have went ahead and on the scanner. If it would have shown up on the scanner, I would have put a high day mark here on this line, and then either execute on these levels here. But that's if I'm watching it. Most of the time I wouldn't be watching this late. But the times are different, from Pacific time. Okay, so that will be my high day resistance line, and I would wait for a breakout. If the breakout doesn't succeed, then I'm waiting for the pullback, bounce off the. This is the resistance line, but once it break out convincingly, then I'm waiting for the bounce off the support level, which is the resistance. But since it got broken, it turned to be, it became a support. Okay, once it got broken, it didn't bounce once, it bounced twice. I mean, I guess the best area of buying it would have been here, but if you would have bought it back here, I mean, you still would have been on the green after this downtrend here. 16%, so that was a good move right there. I missed it. I didn't bought this one. I mean, you could have waited here for another, once it got down and it, we knew it consolidated off the VWAP line. I mean, it broke out again. Right here is another opportunity here on this one. And so that thing went up to 9%. So, I mean, there's opportunities all over the place. But now it seems like it has another opportunity to run again. So pretty good move, guys. Pretty good move. I won't be shocked if this thing go up, test the downtrending support, and just keep going higher. Elon, let me add Elon. I'm not even gonna write anything. I just wanna just watch it. Just watching it. Elon for analysis only. Okay. That one seems nice to analyze for tomorrow. Remember that we do this from Monday to Friday. Let's check PsyUp Anime, which is the last one before we end the day. And so PsyUp Anime, as you can see, guys, look at this. Um, this was Saturday and Sunday. So the plan was to wait for a breakout. I mean, we had set here on the 6th at 7:32 p.m. Keep monitoring awesome move. Plan to wait for a pullback bounce off support levels and test high day again for another breakout. What it did here, it breakout, it went down, test the support level, and went high again, testing the higher day, and even broke out, but not convincingly. So right here, you could have took advantage on Saturday. This thing went up 43%, guys. See what I'm talking about? This is the kind of moves you want to make. Very short term. Only took you like an hour to trade. Not much time. And so that's the kind of opportunity. Right now, it gave back half of its gains. Not sure if it's going to bounce and recover. But that was a good opportunity there. And that was pretty much it, guys. Yeah, this one, we're not going to continue watching it. That was a big drop right there. So not see it for, it's been running for 1, 2, 3, almost 4 days. It was running. That's pretty much it. This is the back end of the move right here. So pretty good watch, pretty good stock, crypto, good analysis. And now we're gonna keep a watch on OWL and monitor these two as well. Hopefully we can find opportunities tomorrow to look at and analyze. So hopefully you guys love the stream. I know I took what do you call that? I took 3 hours and 36 and I told my wife, I'm trying to do an hour and a half. I said I'm trying to do an hour and a half. I took like 3 hours. And I'm all jacked up, man, because I'm I'm under the weather. Like I feel my throat is shutting down and everything. But shoot, man, I appreciate you guys sticking with me. At one point, I was talking to my wife. I took a little break, right? And I was talking to my wife, and I felt like I was gonna faint. And I was like, "Oh my god, I don't feel good." I still don't feel good though, but hopefully I could get better. But yeah, guys, hopefully this serve you as value, guys. This helps you with your journey on learning stocks, crypto. This is not the only time I'm teaching you guys. I mean, this is part of my journey here of teaching you guys how to find stocks, how to find crypto, how to take advantage of cheap stocks and crypto to make you some decent money for either vacation as if you want to make it as a career. But you have to learn how to, you have to find a way. Once you get to learn all these terms and everything, the most important thing is money management, guys. You have to learn how to manage your money when you're trading. Know your risk, reward. You know how much you wanting to risk. How much are you willing to lose in case the stock goes the opposite way, and how much are you're trying to seek as a goal, as a daily goal, as a monthly goal, as a yearly goal. If you know your numbers, if you make your numbers, then you shouldn't have problems, having success. And if you're disciplined and you follow your rules, you should be okay, So hopefully this was worth your time. I know 3 hours. I know, guys. You guys spent 3 hours with me here, but I think it was worth it, for the value that I'm showing. So I hope you guys have an awesome night if it's nighttime over there, or afternoon. Be safe if you're driving. Remember, if you're doing content, guys, and I don't follow you, let me know. I'll do my best to follow you, show support, not only on this Rumble platform, on multiple platforms. Okay, I'll do my best. If I have to leave my phone or whatever on, then I'll do my best, or have a couple tabs open to help you with watch hours. I'll do that as well. Remember, at the end of the month, I'm gonna name every single follower that support me here, and do a roulette where whoever wins on that roulette, I'm gonna help them with the donation. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy our this journey, and enjoy the rest of the content that I post every day. And yeah, guys, let's grow together and help each other out with this. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Let me go ahead and rate someone today. Today we have 12 people watching. I think we had up to 17, 18 people watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys that gave your time to show support. So let's go ahead and rate someone. I appreciate you guys for watching. So excuse me, bear with me for a minute. And let's see, who can we raid. Bear with me for a minute here, guys. Let's see if we could find someone here that we could raid and show support. I mean, there's plenty out here. Let's see. Bear with me for a second, guys. Almost done. Pretty interesting. Let's see how many. Bear with me for a second, guys. Oh, she's not. I thought she was live. Oh, she is live. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and show support to Mrs. Ma'am. She has 12 viewers over there, so hopefully that this can add to her viewer count as well. Go ahead, show support, hit the like, the share, and the follow, guys. Remember, this is a token of appreciation to you guys. This is a great community, so hopefully you guys have a great afternoon. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for more stocks and crypto. So go ahead, show support over there. Let me get the link really quick before I send you guys over there. Great content creator. Let's go ahead and grab the link. Bear with me for a second. Okay. Raid and copy paste. Hopefully that worked. Okay, so it worked. So let me go ahead and say bye to you guys. So have a good one. Thank you for showing up and showing love. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.